Okay, let me go get the controllers. This one. I have the controller. Dropped into that like somebody who got caught sleeping on the job. What? No, I definitely didn't let anybody bad in here. Ugh. What? No, boss. I definitely wasn't looking at porn on the clock. No. Why would I ever do that? Okay, so we will get started in about. We'll have to do pre-roll stuff too before we actually start playing the game. So I guess we'll get started in about 2 minutes, 3 minutes. We'll say 3 minutes. Let me go put my little note thing that I have on my computer screen up before we start. Oh. Okay. There we go. That's the main thing I need. So I don't gotta keep switching back and forth between the computer screen, or rather the chat on my phone, and my notes. I have my notes elsewhere. I have them on my phone. I just don't want to switch tabs so that I don't lose Twitch chat while I'm at it. I see an MB. Hello, MB. How you doing? We are about a minute and a half out from getting started with our new project today. And then we will move along from there. And Yugman is here as well. Hello, Yugman. How you doing? Like I said, just about ready to get started. Working on it. Getting ready to play a game that I've been waiting to play for a while. Just haven't had the... Well, I won't say that I haven't had the opportunity. It's just that there hasn't really been any particular point in time where the combination of factors was as convenient as they are now. It's like I'm already doing short games because of the fact that I'm only streaming twice a week. And this just came out. So, like... it's serendipity, if it's anything. Love the Legend games, not enough people played them. I agree. I like the Legend games quite a lot myself. It's hard. I guess it would be kind of hard to pick a favorite. I probably have to pick the third one as my favorite, personally speaking. From what I understand, a lot of people like 2 the best, but I'm not 100% sure about that. I like the third one the best myself, but I definitely agree that not enough people got to play them, and ideally this collection will help, at least for the people who've wanted to play them for a while. I mean, I guess you could emulate it, but it's legitimate hardware. Now I won't get in trouble for it, you know. So, got into Shadowbringers MB, meaning more fun. Nice. I made the mistake of playing Shadowbringers before the stream myself, because I was severely burnt out on playing video games at all about 6 months ago, and somebody told me I should play Shadowbringers so that way, if I don't start playing games regularly again, I could at least get the experience, and so I did. I mean, it was good advice, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they were wrong. It was good advice to do that. It's just that I probably shouldn't have, because now I'm back to playing games again, and when we do Shadowbringers, it won't be as blind as it usually is, so. But you take them as you get them. You win some, you lose some, you know? I think 2 is your favorite. Yeah, like I said, I think that's a pretty common opinion. So, you're not really out of the ordinary there. I like 2 quite a bit myself, but I think it's the one I've played the least out of all of them. I've definitely played the first one quite a lot, and I've played the third one a decent chunk. Now, all of these games I haven't played in, like, God, I don't remember how many years. It hasn't been a decade, but it's probably been close. So we'll see how much I remember, and we will go from there. Take your time. You mean you're a bit burned out of Yakuza Kiwami 2? Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, well, I mean, that game, it takes a while to get to know. because it's got hundreds of hours worth of stuff for you to do in it, just like all the other Yakuza games, so I can completely understand getting burnt out on it. And hello, Conquer. It's going good. How's it going for you there? We are just about to get started. I said we'd get started a minute ago, so probably I should get started now. Waiting for Hades to go to PS4, and you want to save up for Scott Pilgrim next month. Ah, nice. Is it a different Scott Pilgrim game? Because I remember there being a Scott Pilgrim based on the movie, a video game, and I think that one ran out of licensing or something. I always wanted to play it, but I never bought it before the license ran out. I don't know. Maybe there'll be a new one for me to play at some point. Let me get started before the Switch turns off and use my T-Rex avatar to get through it. The Definitive Edition. Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. At least I'll get to play it then. Finally. This title has largely been faithfully replicated in its original form, but several changes have been made to meet evolving cultural and social norms. Well, I'm all for it, Collection of Saga. If that means that you can finally say that Echigoya is smuggling cocaine rather than bananas, I'm all for it. I don't think that's the changes they were talking about, though. How you doing, everybody? My name is Monochromium, and this will be an ongoing stream-through of the Collection of Saga, Final Fantasy Legend. Let's get started, shall we? So this just came out recently. I did not know that this existed until about 2 days ago, and well, obviously, I was excited enough about it to completely change up what I was going to stream here today. To the point where I bought this and then said, nope, I'm streaming this, don't care, can't do the other stuff now, gotta do this first. And that's because the Collection of Saga contains some very old Game Boy games on them. It contains the first 3 games in the Saga series, but in the United States of America, they were not named Saga. Now, if I press this, you can see that they were named Saga 1, Saga 2, and Saga 3, with several varying subtitles that I am not proficient enough at Japanese to understand. But in the United States, they were called Final Fantasy Legend, Final Fantasy Legend 2, and Final Fantasy Legend 3. And they came out, so this one, the Final Fantasy Legend, came out in Japan as, I believe it's Makai Toshi Saga, Spirit Tower Warrior. It came out in 1989 in Japan, and then they released it in 1990 in the United States. So then this came out in 91 in the US, and this came out in 93. So, yeah, a couple of these games on this list are older than me, and it's probably going to be the oldest set of games that we ever play for the stream. I don't think there's any single game that we'll be playing for the stream that's going to be older than these. We might at some point even play Super Mario World, which I think came out in 91. And even that is not older than me. That is, I believe that came out just after my birthday in 91. I can't quite remember. But this came out in 89, so this will be a very old playthrough. Let me catch up with chat, and then we will go ahead into our first project here, the Final Fantasy Legend. I mentioned it in the intro video. We're probably just going to alternate these before I check chat. So like what I did with the Ratchet & Clank games and with Mega Man X games when we did those, I'll play the Final Fantasy Legend through to completion, then we'll play something else, then we'll play Legend 2, play something else, and then we'll play Legend 3. And then we'll move on. But yeah, we'll start with this one today. Doing good, chilling at home. That's good, Conkers. That's good. The same game, but brought back. Yes, so it's brought back for modern consoles. Gotcha. It's gonna be around 40. Okay, well, that's not too bad. I might wait for a sale on it, but we'll see. Because I think it was like 15 or something on previous consoles. I don't know. Like the menu UI. Yeah, I like it. It's kind of like this nice and slick UI. I like the artwork that they've got for it. I don't know if it's like original artwork, like from the concept art or whatever, but it's pretty cool. But yeah, the UI is pretty good. It's just the original games though with the backdrop once we get there. So we'll. It's interesting though. Like if you enjoy these games, I would definitely say that this collection, if you like the idea of playing them on legitimate hardware, this collection is definitely for you. It's like, I think I bought it for like $20. So you could emulate this and get a similar experience, but I mean, they put the work in for the 30th anniversary of the Saga series, so why the heck not, right? Rockin' Fun, hello, what's up? How you doing? Yes, Final Fantasy Legend 1, the tale of rocket launcher, one-handed chainsaw dude talking to broom. He's definitely got an arsenal of weapons, doesn't he? And we will put that arsenal to use. in just a moment, because we're going to get started with the Final Fantasy Legend. Let's do this. I hope the audio's okay. I think it's okay, but I'm not 100% sure. And the reason why I say that is because I turned the volume down slightly. Just because, for me personally, when I have these bleeps and bloops from the old Game Boy in headphones, directly in my ear, it's a little bit ear-piercing, honestly. So sometimes I have to turn the volume down just to make sure that it's not, like, too loud. I might even turn this down slightly. That might be too low, but... Okay, so what does everybody think of this audio setting that we have here? Take a listen to the music and then listen to me talking over it. If I'm too loud, I'll make adjustments after the fact, but if this is okay, then we'll get started, I think. Yeah, I don't think $20 is too bad of a price, personally, so check the PSN sales for this month. Cuphead for $10, life is good. Nice! Cuphead for $10 is a good deal. Finally play the game 5 years after everyone. Well, as long as you don't die in the tutorial Rockin' Fun, I think you'll be okay. Even 5 years later, I'm still hanging on that. It's like, okay, literally, how do you do that? But okay, sounds good. Sounds good. Good, very good then. Like I said, I just don't want it to be too ear-piercing in people's ears. And the original Game Boy, they had the melodies were like chiptune-y, but they were very ear-piercing, I think, when you stick them directly in your ear with headphones, because they were never meant for that, right? Like the original Game Boy didn't come with a slot for headphones, a jack, because that wasn't really a thing at the time, you know? But anyway, the Final Fantasy Legend, and Rockin' Fun says it sounds fine. Alright, let's get started then, shall we? I'm going to skip through this just a smidge so I can read it while it's going. Let's do a little bit of this. That should be good. Okay. It has been said that the tower in the center of the world is connected to paradise. Dreaming of a life in paradise, many have challenged the secret of the tower. I'm still reading way too fast. But no one knows what became of them. Now, there is another who will brave the adventure. So, let's pick our starting character, shall we? So, in Final Fantasy Legend, and it's kind of similar this way throughout all of the games, there's several different classes, quote-unquote, that you can choose from. And they're primarily based on the species that you want to choose. You can choose a human character, a mutant character, which is like an Esper, basically, type of a deal, or a monster, and that's what these last 4 slots are. Yes, you actually get to control monsters in Final Fantasy Legend 1. It's a pretty interesting concept, although some things about it can get a little morbid, as I'm sure we'll be talking about over the course of the stream. So I'll explain the differences between them in a little bit, but just for the start of this, let's pick a human male, shall we? Now, normally I would name them after myself, but I think just for this one we're going to make some custom names for the characters, because the thing about this is that because it's the original game and not like the remakes, because there are a couple of remakes of this, there's one in the Wonder Swan color, and that was going to be the version I was going to play for the game, if I ever played it, before this came out. But then this came out, and I said, nope, we're going to do that. But anyway, you can only, actually, even in the Wonder Swan version, I think, you only get 4 characters, basically, for naming the characters. So I had to come up with some small names, because I can't fit Jimmy in the whole thing. Boy, it's going to make it difficult when I, like, play Dragon Quest 1, isn't it? Because you can only fit 4 characters in that one as well. So, oh well. But anyway, our main character will be named Adam. So that will be our first character, and we will get started. And there we go. Let's see. This is regular menu. Yep. And this is order menu. Okay. I'm going to turn the speed for the text up just a smidge. It's a little slow, so you end up like scrolling. You can scroll through it quickly by holding down the A button, but sometimes, because it's an old Game Boy game, the text just scrolls completely off the screen if you do that, so you got to be a little careful. We'll see how this works. Finally have storage space. You're able to reinstall River City Girls and enter the Gungeon, so right now you have a comfy selection of games. Yes, that is a comfy selection of games. It sounds like you'll have several hours worth of solid action gameplay to go with. My brother's phone is ringing. Your phone's ringing. I don't know who it is, but... Anyway, let's get started, shall we? Hello, sir. What can I do for you? I would like to advance, actually. So, to start with in the game, you only have one character. But if you go up into this section up here, you can choose members of your party at the guild. So we're going to go do that in a second. Let's talk to the rest of the people in town first before we can go. The next town that we're going to go to is southeast of here, so that's where we're going to go. First, let's check in with the rest of the locals, though. And yeah, monsters patrol the roads outside, because this place is crazy. So we're going to have to do just a little bit of preparation, although some of the preparation is done for us. Your starting character actually comes with some equipment to start with, as you can see. Adam here comes with a longsword and a bronze gauntlet to give him just a little bit of defense. I'm going to stick that down here, though. Excuse me. I usually, with my humans, I like putting their armor down here, just because it's out of the way. The cursor in battle starts up here, so I usually like sticking it down there. He also starts with more HP than other characters do in the game, so when you recruit them at the guild, your starting character usually has more HP than they would have if you just recruited them at the guild. But Adam happens to know a few close friends that will help him if he calls them at the guild. Hey, slime person, stop moving. There we go. Love these sprites and sound chips. You have the biggest grin when playing Oracle of Ages for the first time. I haven't played Oracle of Ages, but I've seen gameplay of it, and it's been the longest time, honestly, since I've played any of the old Legend of Zelda Game Boy games. I played Link's Awakening a long time ago, and that was one of only 2 Zelda games I've ever played. Well, 3 now that I've played a little Breath of the Wild, so I'm gonna have to get used to saying that. But yeah, these old sprite games are very nostalgic for me personally. I never got to play this game when I was a kid. I only got to play it after the fact, but it still brings a warm feeling to my heart to see all this stuff. Speaking of hearts, you have 3 hearts for each character in this game. See the segue I did there? Yeah, so as you can see, Adam over there has 3 hearts above his 60 HP. When you lose all of your HP, you lose a heart. You can be revived if you come up here to the House of Life for 100 gold. But if you lose all 3 of your hearts, the character can no longer be revived. They are completely dead, and you have to replace them with someone else. Ideally, that will never happen. I can't guarantee anything, but ideally that will never happen. So we shouldn't have to worry about the mechanic at all. You look dapper. Hello there. Oh, okay. The key to the door. You mean the door to the tower? Yeah, we haven't seen that yet, have we? We should go and check that out before I check in with the shopkeepers here, and I can talk to this guy too while we're at it. But yes, we are at the base of the tower leading to paradise. Unfortunately for us, this door is locked by... Oh, okay. Well, it's locked by... the door's going to be locked for a little while, I think. See, he's listening to Santana on repeat right now, so we're probably not going to be able to get through there for quite some time until he turns that off the loop. God, oh my god. That reference is older than this game, and this game is already older than me. I don't know if anybody's gonna get that. What the hell? Came out of nowhere, man. I thought of it immediately. I didn't have any ideas, and then all of a sudden, there it goes. But what the hell? That's like my parents' time, my parents' age. A reference from when my parents were young. Let me get back on track here, now that I've bamboozled myself. So this is the inn. In any case, with the inn in the game, every HP you lose is a gold to pay to get back. We don't have to worry about that right now. We can sleep for free because our HP is full. Here's the guild. So now we can get some other party members. And I was gonna, originally when I was gonna play this game, I was gonna recruit new party members at different towns just to indicate here's where they're from. But unfortunately for me, the guild is only in this one place. So we're gonna recruit our other party members right about now while we're here. Cole is here. Hello.
The lasagna's golden brown on top.
The lasagna's golden brown on top.
Around the edges.
Text mom and say the lasagna's golden brown, and then see what she says. If she doesn't say anything in 10 minutes, turn it off. Okay? Okay. Yeah, Santana on repeat. It was a reference to the song Black Magic Woman. That's what I mean by I don't think anyone's going to get that reference, because that's from back when my parents were young. Like that song, I think, is from the 70s, maybe from the 80s. Like, that's not even dating me. That's making me an antique. Are we doing Granny Stream tonight? Yeah, seriously. Apparently we are. Okay, so let's recruit our other party members, shall we? So I said I was going to get into this later, and we'll get into it now since we're recruiting other party members. Like I said, there's 3 separate classes of character in this game. There's humans, there's mutants, and there's monsters. So the way it works is humans have stats that do not change in battle. In order to change their stats, you have to buy them stat-boosting items. So HP potions, strength potions, agility potions, that sort of a thing, in order for them to become more powerful. Mutants, on the other hand, do change in battles. They have a random number generator, a pseudo-random number generator, that tells you, hey, this is the stat that they will gain after a battle. They don't tell you what they gain after a battle, but they do change their stats, and their stats will grow. They never decrease, thankfully, so that's helpful. But their stats will grow as they battle over the course of the game. They also learn new techniques. 4 of their 8 slots is taken up by techniques that they can use in battle. So like their spells, basically, that they can use in battle. And those 4 will be interchangeable over time. They will change as we go. I will try to get some good stuff, but there's no real guarantees because the pseudo-random number generator is a fickle mistress and it destroys quality spell lists most of the time, and so you have to save kind of often to make sure that doesn't happen. So, oh, you do know. Okay, well, at least somebody else gets it. Yeah. Forgot your food. Be right back. All right, Rockin' Fun. See you in a minute. Anyway, last explanation. Monsters. Monsters are a little bit different from both humans and mutants. They also don't gain stats through battle. What they do, though, is after a battle is over, sometimes you can get the meat of a monster that you're fighting. And if your monster eats the meat of the monster that you were fighting, it will transform into a new monster, typically a stronger one. That's not always the case, but it's usually you trend upwards in terms of the strength of your monster when they eat meat. So we're going to be playing around with the systems just a little bit. We're going to do we're going to recruit a mutant female, and we will name her Luna. That's 2. She's going to have to go pretty far back in the party, I think, though, because she's kind of a little bit, not really much of a tank at this point, unless she gets a certain skill that they can get, which does make her a tank, but we'll go from there. Am I having a human female, or is it a human male? Hold on a second. Let me look at my notes. We have another human male. That's what I'm doing. Okay, because I think if I remember right, what I wanted to do was I wanted to have a human female be the main character in Final Fantasy Legend 2. So we're going to recruit a second human male, and we're going to name this one Jerry. That's a very interesting way to spell Jerry. It's more like Jelly, but that's okay. We'll just have that. That's fine. Hey, Sepic121, thank you for coming to the streams. How you doing? Yes, someone streaming Final Fantasy Legend, you're excited. I'm glad you're excited because I am also excited. I was very excited once I found out about the collection of Saga. And yeah, now I'm checking it out for myself. Remember the meat thing being pretty cool? It's an interesting system for sure. I think it's an interesting way to kind of mix up the gameplay a little bit. And frankly, at some point in time, I may go back to this game and do a 4-monster run. Because we're not going to do a 4-monster run this time. It's a lot of meat grinding, which sounds vulgar and weird, but that's not the point. Anyway, we're going to do 1 monster for this particular playthrough. So 2 humans, 1 mutant, and 1 monster. And our monster's name, fittingly enough, based on the fact that it is a bird, or she is a bird, is going to be named Sky. So, our 4 party members, our party is complete. We have Adam, a human male, Jerry, another human male, Luna, a mutant female, and Sky, the albatross. And Sky will change and transform into different monsters as we go along in the game. Let me see here. Their equipment, I don't think is anything particularly good. Yeah, Jerry just starts out with a hammer, so that's what you get if you just get a regular human male. And Luna starts out with a rapier, although I don't know if I'll be using that all that much. I might use it for a little while, but it's not very good. And Sky starts out with the beak technique. So monsters, I should explain this as well. The main thing that you're going to be using the ins for in the game, besides restoring HP, is also to restore your monster's technique uses. So Sky here has 25 uses of beak, and once we run out of the 25 uses of beak, Sky can't attack using beak anymore. Your monsters will get more techniques as the game goes along. The same concept is for these 4 slots up here for your mutants. They will get skills here, and they will have spell charges to them, or technique charges. Once they run out of them, you can't use them again in battle until you rest in an inn. That part, though, is free. So let's say our HP is full, and we go to rest in an inn because we have 0 skill charges left. You can still sleep for free, but you still get all the charges back. So it's a lot of game mechanical explanation stuff at the beginning here, but that's pretty much all that we're gonna need to worry about for a while, I
Ryan
think.
called me.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, they're here. They just got in.
Oh, okay. Are they gonna hang out over there for a little bit?
Yeah, they're next door right now.
Okay, gotcha. What I'm gonna do is I am going to actually switch up our party order just a little bit because
I'll go over there in a second.
you're gonna go in.
Yeah, I'm just looking for my house key.
Oh, okay. I'll help you find it.
It's over.
Yeah,
I got on players.
gotcha.
Mine probably is right here somewhere.
So let me switch up the party order. Jerry and Adam are going to be our tanks for a little bit. I say tanks loosely because they don't have the best defense, but they do have the highest amount of HP out of everybody. And here's the shops here. Well, I hope it didn't fall into the bed. That wouldn't be very good. Here's the shops. We don't have any money, unfortunately, at the moment, so we can't really buy anything for right now, but what we have should be good enough to get us to the next town between the four of us. And you do get a decent chunk of money for fighting outside as well, so... You can also buy things from over here. Here's where you'll buy your human potions that boost their stats. So muscle potions will give you strength points, agility potions will give you agility points, and HP potions will give you, well, HP. Now, the HP potions are divided into 3 subsets. So when it says HP 200, you would use this potion to get HP before you get to 200 HP. There's also HP 400 potions and HP 600 potions. But we'll worry about that as we go. I would like to get a few regular potions before we go anywhere, and that does give me some time to maybe get 1 or maybe even 2 of the monster mates that I would like to get for Sky before we go anywhere. So we're going to head outside now that we're all prepared. Let me do this and then save because I want to make 100% sure we are in good shape. You need to save a little bit often in this game just because the mutants' techniques can change so much. And, well, if you run into some trouble, you don't want to have a mutant that's kind of sandbagging a little bit, you know. Mutants always end up being your best tanks come mid-game. They just gain so much HP so quickly. Well, I really hope, honestly, that happens here. I've heard it kind of being, like, hit or miss for some people. Like, a lot of people have said, yeah, the HP gains are great, and then some people get to the end of the game. Like, I've seen a few people playing the game that on YouTube and stuff that have gotten their mutants to the end of the game, and they've barely got 350 HP. So, hopefully that doesn't happen for us. We're gonna see how that goes, though. I usually get a decent skill for my mutant out of these first few battles, where you kind of can turn them into a tank if you really want to. Okay, so there's an example of a battle there. So we fought one goblin, we defeated the one goblin, and we found the meat of the goblin that he left behind. If I choose the eat option, Sky can eat it and then turn into a different monster, but this is not the meat that I'm looking for, so we're going to cancel. And 40 gold for beating that one goblin. So usually the gold returns aren't too bad, at least for right now. You fucked up, you're back inside the PSO2 hole and you can't get out, help, oh boy. You gotta cancel your subscription, bro. Actually, does PSO2 have a subscription or is it free to play? I don't remember. Oh, I did get the skill, okay. So there's Luna's first technique, so she got ESP. And what ESP does is it actually turns her into one of the best tanks in the game at the moment, so I may stick her in the front row just because... so I don't think I explained this. The reason why I stuck my humans in the front row, and by front row I mean at the top of the party order, is because the monsters in this game will actually attack the person in the front row first. They're the primary target, and then it'll scroll down from there with decreasing odds. So you want to stick your meat shields, quote-unquote, and by that I mean the people with the most HP, up in front. Luna, however, just got a technique that basically gives her a shield that's incredibly potent, so we're actually going to stick her up here in front of Jerry. Because Jerry's HP is okay, but if we run into something like, say, a red horn, we definitely don't want to have him up in front because he'll take solid 20 damage from that thing when it attacks, so we don't want that. It is free to play? Okay, gotcha. You love and hate it at the same time. It's the weirdest game you've ever played. You can have a sub to do big stuff to actually fix ESP and the Switch stuff. I think they might have, Sepic, because I've done a little testing. I've only really done the first world in the Switch version, and ESP actually works. Like, if you stick your... I can actually show you. If you let's even stick Luna in the front row. It'll be fine. She'll take the brunt of the attacks, but if we get into another battle... and the monster actually attacks us. I don't know if the goblin will get a chance to attack us, but if you use ESP, I'll scroll through this slowly, so hopefully the monster gets to attack us before we do anything. Okay, so he won't. But yeah, the monsters actually miss when you use ESP now, so I think it was a bug in the original Game Boy version, but in this version, apparently it works. So applause to them there. That's another quality of life change that they can, that they made that you could definitely make use of. I might not get a chance to demonstrate it here, though, so let me move Luna down for now. Once we get into the caves coming up, we'll have a chance to demonstrate it, I think. Did you get anything? You might have gotten a little mana. I don't think your mana was 5 to start with. You got to check your mutants regularly to make sure that they get some decent techniques, but we'll see. PSO2 has to be one of the less ergonomic games you ever played. Every menu sucks, and the simplest of tasks requires you to talk to 3 different shops now, 25 different kinds of exchange tokens. A ton of systems are just blurry and unexplained, but God, its gameplay is so fucking sick. It's so good. That's rad. Yeah, I hope ESP is proper. Like, I think it is properly fixed, because again, I think it's worked for me anyway. Maybe that's a placebo. I don't know. Fixing a 30-year-old bug. Yeah, seriously. Mob misses? Damn. Yeah, absolutely. It's a nice little thing when they can do that. So now you don't have to actually use shields and stuff. It makes ESP pretty good, though, because it's a pretty good shield from what I understand. It's got a solid block percentage, at least from when I used it. Anyway, this is the statue, the town of Hero, or the hero's town. There's a statue in the center of some random hero that happened to be around before. But something is missing from this statue. We'll have to see if we can do something about that. Alright. Let's see if we can move along here. So there are 3 kings in the base world, and they're all fighting for control of the planet. We'll learn more about that later. This is the House of Healing, or the House of Life. Some fancy carpet you got here, man. Fancy for a Game Boy game, but you know. Anyway, the inn is down there. You know what, we'll rest at the inn. I don't think we took any damage, but Sky's beak uses could use a little bit of healing up. There we go. Now we should be alright. And there is some armor that I would like to buy in town here because it will make us a little bit tankier, so that should help. What's going on? Oh, there's a castle nearby. Okay, well maybe we can chat up the king and see if we can see what's going on there. So yes, the 3 treasures are held by the 3 kings of the land, and they're vying for control of the world. If they hold the treasures, apparently they'll control the planet. So that's just great. We're not too concerned about that right now. What I am concerned about is getting potions and some armor. So I think I'll get 1 potion for now. Thank you, sir. And then we'll go to the weapon shop and we'll see what we can buy. These are very simple RPGs, by the way. Most of the nuance comes from the monster transformation system in this game, but it's usually very simple to pick this one up. So don't be... If you're expecting any complicated, nuanced things in this, you probably won't find too many. But I find that it's very good, regardless of the fact that it's kind of simple. I don't really mind all that much, so... You have no idea what you're doing. You play PSO2, like the gameplay you get, but after that, not so much. Oh, boy. That sounds fun. What do I want to get? We don't have enough for a bronze plate yet, so I guess we'll get a bronze gauntlet. I would like a bronze plate for my mutant. I'm probably not going to equip too much armor on Luna, just because usually your mutants don't end up having too much armor themselves. I'll probably just get her a piece of plate armor, and that's about it for most of the game. I'll just upgrade to the newest one as I go. The humans, though, I would like to get a couple of bronze helmets for, and then some bronze plates, so... We'll see what we can do about that. I got a new water bottle, by the way, for Christmas, so if you hear anything that sounds a little different in the background, that's my new water bottle. It's a little bigger than the other one, so I should be able to go without having to get water for most of the whole stream, I think. We'll see how that goes, but we'll go from there. Helmet slot is here, so let's stick that right there. Do I give Jerry the gauntlet? Yeah, I'm going to give Jerry the gauntlet. And there we go. We'll give him the potion as well, just so he can use it in battle in case we need it. Because Luna's probably going to be blocking. If we actually are in a battle where we'll need a potion, Luna's probably going to be blocking, and Adam's going to be tanking things with his face. So we'll make it work that way. Thank you, sir. I'll be back for more in a little bit, I'm sure. We're going to want to deck our guys out with some bronze stuff before we start going into any of the singular... Well, actually, maybe there's 2. There's like 2 dungeons in the base world that we'll be going to, so... Love the idea of the king equipment, nearly top tier stuff at the beginning of the game that you have to give up in order to progress. Yes, I like the idea, absolutely. I was actually going to get into it once we got more of the king equipment, but yes, it's a great idea, I think. And it gives you an idea of how strong you'll be in a couple of hours once you start getting equipment that rivals that. But they kind of let you go nuts with it for a little while in the first area, but eventually, yes, you have to give it up and then work off of your own laurels after that. So it's a very good idea, I think. So it's complicated, PSO2. Yeah, well, that sounds about right. Excuse me. Anyway, more information. We know where the Castle of Shield is. It's directly nearby, and the Castle of Armor is to our northeast, so we'll check that out. And there's also a sword castle somewhere. I'm sure we'll figure that out. Hello, what are gargoyles doing at a bar? So the Statue of Hero had armor, Statue of Hero wore a shield, and the Statue of Hero also had a sword. So in case you haven't put the pieces together yet, the three treasures that the kings of the world are vying for, the sword, the shield, and the armor, are all pieces of the Statue of Hero. And that's why it allows them to control the world, because the Statue of Hero, I thought somebody told you this in town. Maybe it's in a different town. Oh, maybe it's this person, actually. The three pieces of Hero, yeah, here we go. When the statue was intact, and what they mean by that is when the three pieces of the king's shield, the king's sword, and the king's armor were on the hero's statue, the tower's door was open. So for some reason, those got moved out to different places, and now we can't enter the tower at all. So you can't even go on the adventure of a lifetime because the game won't let you. Stuff is all over the place, and you can't actually do anything about it just yet. Until now, because we're going to go check out the Castle of Shield and see if they'll give us the shield. Capcom gave us a Zero collection. Dreams do come true. Yes, that also released. Did it release yet, or is it releasing soon? I'm not sure. What I do know is that guard just kicked us out, so I guess we can't talk to the guards while we're in here. Nice simple layout on the castle, though. I don't think there's any hidden paths or anything like that. There are some hidden paths in the game, but they're not like anything that's particularly hard to find, I think. So let's see if we can sneak by that guy. There we go. Hello, sir. So this is King Shield, and he won't give me the shield. Well, that's just great. Mr. Steward, what can I do to convince him? I would like the shield, yes. Oh, well, all right, fine then. Be that way. I'll just take my money and go. No, I don't have any money with which to bribe him, so since we don't have any money, and that wouldn't work anyway, and we don't know what he wants, we're going to have to figure out what the king would like before we can go ahead and get the shield that we need. So, with that being said, there ain't too much else for us to do but go and check out the other castles. So the first one I want to go check out is the Castle of Armor, I believe is this one up here. And this is actually the monster that I would like some meat from. So if I can kill this thing, this lizard has, I think, 40 HP. If I can kill it and get some meat, Sky will actually get her first transformation. So let's see. Yeah, it took a little damage, but that's okay. And couldn't kill it in one round. That's also okay. Adam took a little bit of damage, but that's fine too. If you can't get it from lizards on the overworld, don't worry about it too much, because there is a point in the game where you'll be able to get into a guaranteed encounter with a lizard, and you can just keep doing it over and over again in order to get their meat. Like, we didn't get it there, but we'll work on it. We'll work on it when it becomes pertinent. The Castle of Armor's over there. I just don't think I've ever gone over here just to see what's here. I don't think there's much of anything, but okay, yeah, there's not much of anything. But it's okay. Lets the world be a little more open. Shield King is a jerk and his knights are jerks. Yes, absolutely. Once Upon a Time built a D&D game based on this setting. Love the idea of the tower connecting all these realms together so much. Yes, actually, this is a very... I like the concept of this game very much, and probably this game, of the 3 games in the trilogy, this game's story is probably my favorite, because it's not so straightforward, you know what I mean? They give you just enough details to give you some world building, and then they let you fill in the blanks yourselves. And it's a really good way of creatively telling a story, I think, so. Oh, apparently King Armor's a little bit nicer, because he actually would like to speak to us, so that's good. I'm going to actually go talk to this guy, because I think these guys all say the same thing. Oh, no, okay. Oh, yes, they do. Never mind. I just didn't see the welcome friend before. Yeah, apparently these guys are a lot nicer than King Shield's jerk-ass knights that are guarding his castle. Of course, if you think they're bad, you should see the Sword King's castle. Holy cow. Some of the guards in that castle can get a little mean. And by that I mean a lot mean. Like game over kind of mean. Game over, man. It released already? Okay, gotcha. You have to check into that. This time there isn't any weird issues like in the X Collection. Well, that is also very good, because that was one of the concerns I remember having, is that I hope it wasn't going to have any weird issues like the X Collection did. So Got Zero and ZX in the same collection. That is also good. I'm going to have to look into that, Rockin' Fun, because I did say I wanted to play the Zero games next, so we'll look into that. Feels so bad to never actually learn the meat system outside of pure RNG. Outside of eating higher tier monster meat makes better monsters. Yes, pretty much. That's the gist of it. There are a couple of decent calculators online that let you kind of learn it. And there's a good meat transformations FAQ on GameFAQs, and there's like, you just got to read through the chart a little bit, and it gives you an idea of what you're going to get. But basically, I know exactly which monsters I want to eat the meat of in order to get the transformations I want. So we'll do that over the course of the game. I tried to spread it out a little bit, but unfortunately about half of the transformations are going to happen before we actually even leave the base world. So we'll... there might be a little bit of grinding in this first episode, but that's okay. No big deal. Uh-oh. What's going on, King Armor? Oh, you're lovesick. Okay, well, I was thinking he was, like, poisoned or something, because that would have been bad. Who's the lucky lady? Oh, okay. So there's a lady in the South Village that has deflected your proposal. Now, who wouldn't want to be married to royalty? Ooh, Sky getting... well, you know, they do say I'm a bit of a matchmaker for a price. I already like you, Sky. I barely know you, and I already like you. Anything you say. Oh, be careful what you wish for there, King Armor. You might be in deep, deep debt to me in about 2 minutes here. It's going to take a little longer than that. It's going to take quite a bit of time, actually, because one of the monster transformations is from one of the bosses that you fight, and they're in the caves coming up that we need to go to in order to fix this problem. So we won't be going there and doing that for a little while. Okay, so this is the enemy that's problematic on the world map, is this Redhorn. He does a lot of damage, and Luna has just enough HP to where if he attacks her, we're pretty well up Shit's Creek. So let's... Okay, so see there, it happened right there. I scrolled past it a little quickly, but the Redhorn attacked Luna while she was using ESP, and he actually missed. So it, yeah, apparently it works now. So I got nothing. I don't know why it didn't work in the original. I don't know what they did to fix it, but I'm glad they did. Let's use it again, shall we? Now, she's not in the front row, so she won't get attacked as much, and so you'll see if he hits Adam that it's gonna... yep, right now it's gonna do a lot of damage. Yeah, ow! 22. Ow. I think he has like 60 HP as well, which is pretty substantial for this point in the game. I might even put Luna in the front position just so that way we can use ESP if these things come out and try to murder us again. Oh, there we go. I got him. It's fine. I do need to use that potion though. So Jerry, can I have that back, please? Thank you. Yeah, I might put Luna in the front position just so she can ESP that away. Make all our problems go away, shall you, Luna? The real trick is just eat everything and pray for the best, cries and Fly. Yeah, you do get flies fairly often. We will be using one of the fly monsters, though, for our party shortly. We'll be getting them before we leave the base world, so we'll... and it's decent. I don't think it's great, but it's decent, so... Honestly. Also love that the Red Horns now instead of Red Bull, seeing as how Red Bull means something entirely else these days. Yeah, they could have gotten in a bit of copyright trouble, I think, if they used Red Bull nowadays, so they just changed it to Red Horn. It works. All works for me. They changed a few of the monster names, really. I think Obakes are now called Bodox, which I think is closer to the Japanese pronunciation. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I don't know. Seems right to me. The dedication to fix little jank of a 30-year-old game is great. Yes, absolutely. I'm glad that they did that because it's not just like a quick cash grab where they're just emulating the games and they just left all the bugs in them, you know what I mean? It's good that they actually went back and did something about some of the bugs. It's great. I love it. I said I was going to get a bronze plate for Luna. Yeah, I should probably do that. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I might actually give it to Adam, though, just because he's in the second position, so he could use a decent chunk of armor, because he doesn't have the busted-ass ESP skill to help him with that, so. And her agility has gone up a little bit. She had 7, now she has 12. I think her strength went up a little bit, too, but I don't really pay attention to my mutant's strength, honestly. It's really just her agility and her mana that are important. And honestly, not even the agility. Like, I'm not even sure if agility matters in terms of the calculations of when you go in a turn, so it's more about her mana than anything else, so we'll see how that works, and her HP, but we'll get there. Adam has 8 defense now, so he should be in good shape. Now that he has 8 defense, I might even switch the order again just to put Adam back out in front. There we go. Because having that extra HP should help him quite a bit, and that extra defense. The Red Bulls, I don't think will do as much damage now that we've got all that defense. So we'll see what we can do. Alright, let's save, and then we'll head over here. We'll go over to the town, the South Village, which was what the king was talking about, and we'll see what we can find over there. It does affect it? Okay, gotcha. I wasn't 100% sure about it, but yeah. Just having the extra agility and mana will be helpful. So, okay. This is an Asigaru. He's not particularly threatening, I don't think. I think his sword does a pretty decent chunk of damage, but I don't think he has a lot of HP either. So, yeah, see, 5 damage, like, whatever. And he definitely doesn't have all that much HP, so. Some of the monsters around here can get a little nasty, but most of the hard ones, it's pretty much just the Red Horn is the difficult one around here, and then when you get into the Sword Castle, there's a couple of nasty encounters you can get into, but for right now, the rest is pretty much just go nuts and you'll be fine. I don't remember if you can get bronze equipment from the South Village here, but I guess we're going to find out, aren't we? Hello, I could use a little bit of a rep. Okay, we took a decent chunk of damage, but apparently my mutant got more HP, so that's good. What do you have to say if I talk to you behind the counter? Yeah, so I've been telling you that the Sword Castle is bad already, and there's your indication. The Sword Castle is evil, and so is the king. And he has his guards fight you if you go there. It's not a fun time, but we'll have to do it eventually anyway. Okay, well, maybe we'll have to take care of those bandits if it comes to a point where they're threatening us or something we need. Apparently they've got a special girl around here. Maybe they're keeping the Envoy of Naga somewhere near here. Oh, the Epir was referring to the Obake name change. Not sure on how agility impacts turn order. Okay. Well, we'll find out over the course of the game, won't we? Because if my mutant keeps gaining agility and they keep acting first, then we'll know for sure. Or it'll be random, and that'll be perfectly fine. That's okay, though, Sepik. I understand what you mean now. So, no big deal. The monster sprites look a lot better than you remember. Yeah, the sprites in this game are actually pretty solid, especially for 1989. Like, I look at this stuff, and then I look at Pokemon, and I'm like, okay, Game Freak, Gen 1, what were you doing? Look at these sprites and look at yours. They did that shit, like, what, 7 years before you? Like, come on now. Okay, so you can buy bronze stuff here. Good. Because I'd like to buy some more bronze stuff. Excuse me. You can buy bronze shields as well, which act similarly to the ESP skill. It lets you block some damage, but I don't think I'm going to need that just yet. I might want to have it for Adam, because he might end up being our main tank, so... What's up to Adam streaming? Yeah, he came in earlier in the afternoon, then he went back out. So. Straight up facts. Well, you know, just trying to say the truth where I can. We need a helmet, and we need 1, 2, 3 of these, I believe. Let me see what Jerry's equipment is real quick, because I don't remember. I'm sorry, Jerry, I keep forgetting you. Oh, I got you the glove, okay. So we need a helmet for you, so that's since that's all we can get for right now, we can go from there. This kick, by the way, I didn't really mention this. The kick there is a technique, basically. It's almost like having a sword or something like that. The power of the kick and then the punch technique that we saw in the, I think it was the shield, the town of the hero's town. There we go, that's what I'm looking for. Those are karate techniques, and their damage is based on the number of charges that they have left. So it's got 88 charges, and it does almost no damage when you start. But if you keep it over the course of the game, it will do significantly more damage as you get lower and lower and lower on charges. I don't usually buy them because they're not really worth the price of admission, and it takes a long time for them to get going, at least in this game. I think if I remember right, in the sequel, they're a little more useful, probably because their playtesters told them, hey, nobody's buying these things when they made it originally, but yeah. So I probably won't buy any of them in this game, but I might buy them for in the sequel. Forgot the martial arts stuff exists in this one too. You always associate it with Legend 2. Yes, because that's where it's more useful. So yeah, absolutely. I don't even blame you for that association, because that is where they're more useful. I'd like to get a couple more potions, actually. before we go. A lot of these items, I'm not really 100% sure what they do. Like, this probably cures stone. This probably cures, like, curse or something. This cures blind. Usually don't have to deal with those statuses all that much. I might get a couple of those just to hold on to them. But yeah, I'd like to stock up on at least one more potion before we go. You may have also seen that there's a few spell books that they're keeping in their the weapon shops there. We'll want to get one of those for our Esper. Mutant, excuse me. Esper, mutant, same thing, interchangeable. We'll want to get one of those for Luna. I should refer to her by her actual name before we leave the base world. But we'll do that later. No big deal. This is the special girl. Hello. Yeah, the folks around town say that you're a special girl, but apparently you're, keeping yourself from the king. What's going on with that? Uh-oh. So it's not due to your own volition. If the bandit wants to wedge you, and he's going to do it by force, he'll destroy the village if he doesn't. Can't the king just send some guards to take care of that? Well, the king's not going to send any guards, so we'll have to do it ourselves. Here's the House of Life here. And let's head for the caves then, shall we? Now, we're not going to kill the bandit for a little while yet, because as I said, we need to do a bunch of monster transformations before we move along here, but we'll do the best we can with those. We got to go to the caves anyway, just to get some of the monsters I'd like to get, so. Hey, Marie, how's it going? God, this game looks freaky. It's got its own style, that's for sure. It's mostly because it's an old Game Boy game and they didn't want to stretch it out, so they had to put it on this background. I can make the screen size bigger, like that, but I find that it sort of streaks a little bit when I have it this large. So I usually try to keep it on this one because this looks nice and crisp. Like, this is like computer high-level emulator quality, this particular screen, so. Yeah, so I usually prefer to keep it like this, so we'll see. Maybe I'll change it if I change my mind at some point. Well, apparently we're doing decent damage with that rapier now. The rapier is an agility-based weapon, by the way, so that's why it's doing more damage now, because if you look at Luna's agility, she has 12 agility, and this is an agility weapon, so it does good damage. Jerry, I would actually like to make... Like, I'm going to change it up so that my two humans are doing different things. Adam is going to be our strength character primarily, and he's going to use strength weapons and be our tank. And Jerry is going to be our agility character, so he's going to be a little bit more nimble and use agility weapons instead, because in the end game, there's a strength-based weapon that you can have and an agility-based weapon, so it's usually a good idea to have one character do one thing and one character do another. So that's what we'll do. We'll have Luna focus on magic in the end game, we'll have Jerry focus on agility, and we'll have Adam focus on strength, and then Sky can do her own thing as we go. Here's the cave. I'm going to save outside. You can save anywhere in this game, but I'm going to save outside just for the hell of it. And this monster that's walking around here is the encounter that I was talking about. So, when you walk into this cave, these guards in here are guaranteed to spawn. They will respawn infinitely, so if you want to get lizard meat, you can actually get it from right here. So we're going to see if we can get some while we're here. I'm going to use ESP. Excuse me. Actually, no, I'm going to use the rapier just so we can call the numbers here a little bit. Luna might take a little damage, but that's okay. We got a potion. We'll be alright. Because she's a pretty decent attacker at the moment, so she, we kind of want to have her do the best she can. Okay, I might use ESP now. Just because that way, if one of them attacks, Adam should, be able to take care of that one, and then the rest should be pretty easy. So yeah, that was the plan. That's pretty much all the planning you need to do in the game, is pretty much just say, hey, who's going to be a strength character, who's going to be an agility character, have a mutant for a magic character, and then have a monster, and you got a pretty solid team right there. Now, you can mix it up, obviously, and, use other stuff if you so choose, but, oh, I was going to say, where'd he go? But I was right on top of him. But yeah, you can have a bunch of different diverse combinations of parties in this game, and I find personally that that's where a lot of the replayability of the game comes from, because the game isn't all that long, honestly. And that makes it replayable. It's like, maybe 5-6 hours, and if you're really speeding through, it ends up being like you can probably beat it in like 4, which is good for a Game Boy game. Like, that's quite a bit of playtime for an old Game Boy game. But yeah, it makes it very easy to play through it multiple times and see different party orders and combinations and see what that does for you. So, no luck so far on the meat drops. That's okay. Let's check out what's in here. I don't think there's anything in here, honestly. Yeah, it's just an empty room. So, At least it's not like Final Fantasy II where those empty rooms have incredibly high encounter rates in them. So, because that wouldn't be good. We're going to go back to town in a couple of minutes and stock up on potions and armor, I think, as well. And then we're going to kind of do a little bit of... It's not really... I guess it could be considered save scumming, but really I'm just doing it to save on the charges on my weapons, basically. Oh, there we go. And just when I say that, we get the meat that I'm looking for, so... Yeah, oh god, everything has durability! I know. Final Fantasy II is a gem. Never said it was good, but it is a gem. See, I agree. Final Fantasy II is a game that is near and dear to my heart because I could never beat it as a kid. And so I got really pissed at it, and I learned the mechanics of it inside and out as best as I can. I mean, a lot of the stuff that I know about it is based on, like, hearsay or, like, anecdotal evidence, but I know a lot about Final Fantasy II, and we need to play it at some point for the stream so I can show you what I mean when I say that. I probably know more than anyone has any right knowing about Final Fantasy II, so... But we'll play it for the stream at some point. Anyway, we got lizard meat, so let's give it to Sky so that she can transform into a goblin. Well, that seems like a bit of a downgrade, don't you think? And it is a bit of a downgrade, but it actually puts her on the path to becoming a better monster. So we're going to work on that. So the next thing that we need on our list of monster meat is zombie meat. But before we worry about the zombies, which can spawn in here, or I can just do it right now, that works too. We're actually going to go back to town, and we're going to see if we can buy a few things, so... But since the zombie's right here, maybe I'll get lucky and get some zombie meat so that Sky can do her next transformation. We're going to be doing a total of 8 transformations while we're here in the base world. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Including the bandit at the end of this cave. He actually gives monster meat because he himself is a monster. So, yeah, we'll be doing a few transformations while we're here. And, let's see. No, nothing out of this one. That's fine. So we'll be doing a total of 8 transformations while we're here in the base world. And then after that, we'll be doing... Our strength went up. Okay, nice. About 9 transformations over the course of the remainder of the game. So, yeah, quite a few monster transformations in the early going, but it's pretty much just to make sure that Sky is in a good position when we leave the base world. Because monsters are a bit of a liability in the early game, but if you can transform them up, then they become pretty solid, so... What do you mean, base world? Why? Well, it's the town at the base of the tower, so that's what I mean by base world. So, I don't think it has a specific name now that I think about it. So that's what I mean by base world. Okay, so bronze plate. I already have one on Adam, right? Yeah. Luna just gets 1, so I'm just going to stick her armor here. That way she has room for like a weapon, some spell charges, or some spell books, and then an armor piece. And you need a bronze plate as well, and I should probably get you a better weapon as well, Jerry, and that would be fine. Sky's good. Sky's good for a while, and Luna's good with that rapier for a while as well. Yeah, I would like to get a longsword for Jerry, but I think we'll wait on that for a bit, because I'm going to need to get this, and then like another potion, I think. And then we'll be good. Yeah, I'm not using base as like a derogatory thing. It just means that the town, or the world at the base of the tower. That's all I mean by it. So, okay, let's fill that little slot out with potion, if I can. And then we'll go from there. All right. Back to the caves, shall we? I believe most of the monsters that I want to get are ones that spawn in the caves. Like, we'll have to come out of the caves after a little bit so I can get some goblin meat and also some red horn meat. But once we get to the red horn meat, that will be the point where I'll be like, okay, let's go kill the bandit, and that'll be the end of that. Is he a bandit king? I don't think he's much of a king. He's more like a bandit leader, I guess. So. But yeah, we'll need that goblin meat eventually. We only need 1 goblin's meat over the course of our little transformation chain that we're going to be going with here. I probably shouldn't have saved until I checked what was going on with Luna. She has 4 defense now. That's from the bronze plate. Never mind. I was going to say, did she get some from a level up? Because that's kind of rare. But no, that's from the plate that I gave her. So. These guys are always lizards, by the way, so it's, well, I ran into him, so... Oh, she got barrier. Okay. I'm not actually sure what barrier does. I think it's like ESP, except for magic, if I remember right. Not 100% sure on that, though, so don't quote me on it. But anyway, we'll do this for a little bit. So yeah, this first stream might primarily take place in the base world, just because there's a lot of monster transformations I want to do. But once we really get moving and we get the monsters that we want, we should be in better shape to keep moving. So, oh, barrier ups everyone's defense by 10. Okay, gotcha. Thank you, Sepik. Yeah, I am not 100% familiar with all of the different skills in the game, primarily because it's been a while, but also because I don't know if there's a lot of indications of exactly what they do in some cases. Like, I'm not even sure if... Actually, the monster and inventory FAQ might describe what barrier does, because I think some monsters have the barrier skill. I would have to look. Point is, I usually don't get those skills, so I usually don't get to worry about that. Let's see if Luna got anything interesting. She replaced barrier with more ESP. Great. That's funny. Luna, you crazy. Alright, so anyway, the main thing here is we're going to be looking for a zombie. That's what we're looking for while we're looking for a zombie. We will need an albatross as well. We won't need it for a little while, but we will need it after the zombie, so... Gotta be a little careful with albatrosses, though, because they're pretty powerful. As you can see there, that beak does quite a bit of damage, but I think we'll be okay. Don't need that right now. And I believe this door is locked. Yeah, it won't open. We will be able to unlock it later, though, once we defeat the bandit leader. This is a big empty room. The bandit is down in this direction a little bit. Did I see 24? Ah, yeah, okay. Luna's got 24 HP, so let's use one of her 2 ESPs. In case she gets attacked. But yeah, even through all that armor, Adam's still taking 12 damage from that albatross, so that's pretty powerful. Gotta be a little careful with that guy. I can use a potion, maybe. Let's see. Am I all outfitted? Other than Jerry's longsword, which I should probably go get. I think I'm all outfitted here. Okay. Yeah, let's go get Jerry's longsword, and then we'll worry about the zombies that I want. We have to get a total of 3 zombie meats by the time we're done, so... With all the transformations. We alternate, basically, so, like... We need zombie meat, then we'll need albatross meat. I'm getting a lot of albatross meat when I don't need it. That's usually how this works. Then we'll need zombie meat again, then we'll need goblin meat, yep, and then we'll need zombie meat and red horn meat. So, apologies if this turns into a little bit of a boring stream beyond this, but this is the gist of what we're going to be doing for the next little while. Probably now that we're fully outfitted, I'm just going to save before we walk through the caves and then just walk around for a little bit until I find a zombie. I don't want to use too many of the charges on my weapons and stuff, just because, you know, I don't want to, like, use it to the point where my weapons break while I'm getting these transformations. I'd like to make it a little bit, I'd like to try to keep it so that I'm not playing this for hours and hours on end to get these transformations, so... let's see. Yeah, let's buy Jerry a longsword. He's gonna, like I said before, he's gonna focus on agility weapons eventually, but I actually need to get his agility up first, so before we can do that, let's just equip him with something that would be more worthwhile for his current levels of strength. So there's that. I'm gonna go sell that hammer as well, because I don't think we'll need it beyond this. So, oh, not buy, sell. You have this hammer, it's for 1. Okay, well, that's not very helpful, but alright. I'll buy another potion while we're at it, too, and then we'll be good. Alright, rockin' fun. Yep, take it easy. We will have some fun while you are out. Not to worry. Have a good night, then. Okay, so let's get back to the cave. And, did I equip... I equipped the longsword on you, right? Yeah, I did. Okay. Good. I just have to make sure, because I knew I did it. I just wanted to make 100% sure before I walked into battle and he couldn't do anything. That wouldn't be good. It's just a goblin. I'm sure we'll be fine if I just do this and just bang! Smack him with our long swords. Okay, fine. Apparently this guy was trying to take advantage of the monsters and be like, ha! I can jump out at you once the monster significantly lowers your HP and defeats you. Ugh! Never mind. Okay. Let's go back here. We'll save real quick. Did you get anything, Luna? Some more agility. That's nice. She might end up being our agility character for a little while there, apparently. Alright, so I'm going to save here, and this lets me actually check into a new mechanic, or rather, just a new quality of life feature of this game, You can change the game speed, which allows you to run around at the speed of sound like you're pressing fast forward on an emulator and just blast through everything so that you can get yourself through these battles fairly quickly. And that will help you get the monster meat that you need a little quicker, hopefully. Ideally, that's how it's supposed to work. So we're going to use the fast option just for a little bit until the zombies give me what I want. I'll fight a few battles before resetting, but probably after like 5, if I don't get it, I'll just try to reset, I think. I have to go back to the title screen, I think, to reset, though, so... I don't need albatross meat. I don't need it yet. Excuse me, I need to stop myself and say I don't need it yet. I will need it in a minute, but I don't need it yet. Please give me the zombie meat, and then give me the albatross meat afterwards. Damn it. See, what's going to happen, right, is I'm going to get all albatross meat drops while I'm looking for, what's it called? Yep. While I'm looking for zombie meat, and then as soon as I get the zombie meat that I want, they're not going to drop it anymore, or I'm never going to find them again. Ain't that how it usually goes? It's alright. We'll make it work. My original thought... Oh, she changed one of the ESPs to barrier. Okay. If we get any, like, really good changes on my mutant, I might keep them, but... What was I going to say? Yeah, I was thinking about originally doing this and just eating whatever monster meat I come across because I felt like it would be a little bit... it'd be easier that way, you know, I wouldn't have to worry about, you know, trying to set it up so that I could get specific things, but, yeah, I said, no, I think I would rather have specific monsters, so... 32 damage, though. She must be getting, more agility ups. Yeah, okay, well, 23 agility, that might be worth keeping. She's gonna get that kind of a boost. Because 23 agility is pretty well unheard of at this point in the game, so... Alright, one more battle, and then maybe we'll go back to town and we'll rest. See if we can get that zombie meat we need. Yeah, I might keep the 23 agility. I don't want her to get exceedingly powerful in this, thing here, but she hasn't gotten anything bad so far, so we'll see what she gets after this. Yeah, she can one-shot the albatrosses by herself now, so... She's very powerful. Yeah, what? You need albatross meat? Here you go. Yeah, exactly. It's just how it always works, right? You get the stuff you never, ever need. And that's how it'll go. Alright, well, let's go back to town then. Since apparently I can't have the things I need. It's fine. We'll get it eventually. Hell, honestly... Okay, now we get goblin meat, which I will also need eventually, but I don't need yet. I mean, if we stay in this world for most of the first stream, I'm kind of okay with it. The game isn't too long, so we should be able to leave after a little while. Okay, we got zombie meat. There you go. So I used this reverse psychology technique just there, where I basically said, you know what, I don't mind if it takes a while to grind. It's fine. I've got all the time in the world. And then the game heard that and said, oh shit, let's make it take less time, because he wants it to take more time. So now we'll get the meat that we want. See the techniques there? You got to really think with these games. You got to psych them out a little bit. All right, well, we got the zombie meat that I needed. So that was a good little trip to the caves. Let's give this over to Skye, and she should transform into something a little better now. Yep, a Bodok. And a Bodok is a ghost, or really just a zombie-type enemy. They're weak to fire. I didn't really explain this before. When Skye was an albatross, Skye had something on her technique list called Circle Quake. And now she has something called Circle Para. The circles that you get on these are resistances, or really just immunities, to different elements from the game. So in the case of the albatross, Skye was completely immune to Quake, which made sense because she was flying. Now she is immune to Para, and what that means is she's basically immune to every status ailment in the game, but she's weak to fire. She also has this chill technique, which lets you kill lizards instantly if you use it on them, because apparently it's like, I think it's ice elemental. I'm not 100% sure, but it definitely inflicts instant death on lizards. I know that much, because most of them are weak to ice. So that's pretty good. Nothing great for now, I guess, but we will be able to get something better for her once I get more meat, and in this case, I'll need albatross meat. So we'll have to go back to the cave and we'll get it. Let me rest up first, though. And since we got some good stuff there, I might actually buy some good stuff, because there's some good stuff in the shops here that we can buy, like some spell books and stuff. So, let me see. I might even get Adam a bronze shield while I'm at it. I think the main ones you would want to get for right now would be like fire books or ice books. We won't really need them for a little while though, so I suppose it's not that critical that I get them. I'll get a bronze shield, because why the heck not? I might get another potion as well, but I'll get a fire book. No, I won't get a fire book. It's 500 gold. Never mind. I won't get a fire book. That's not going to work. Mono, you don't have enough money for that. Stop it. You know what I can get, though, is I can get a couple of HP 200 potions from my humans. These potions we'll get more of in a little while. It's just that the HP 200 potions are a little bit cheaper, so we'll see what we can do about that. All right, we got a couple potions. I should give Adam that bronze shield, because he's going to be our off tank. There we go. And I think what's going to end up happening, basically, if I get the monsters that transformations that I want, is Sky's going to end up being our main tank. Adam's going to be our off tank. If Luna keeps ESP, though, she might give Sky a run for her money. So we'll have to see. And then Jerry's going to kind of be our in the back row, doing his thing, dude. Let's see. So let's give an HP 200 potion to Adam, see what he gets. For these potions, by the way, as long as you have less than 200 HP, you will get between 5 and 20 HP for each potion you use. Now, you can save scum this if you want, but I don't friggin' care. Let's just see what we get. Okay, 13 is good. I'd like to get above 10 if I can on each one. I'm going to give the other one to Adam, because I don't think Jerry's going to be taking too much damage right now. We'll get him some HP 200 potions in a little while. Okay, I got 8 out of that one, so 21 total. That's not too bad. I'll take it. I could get more. I have enough money to get more. Now I gotta heal again. God damn it. I might get one more. Scratch that. I might get 2 more. Okay, I got 4 gold. That's fine. We'll just use one of the potions that we have once I'm done with using these. Let's give 1 more to Adam. Okay, he got 11. That's fine. And then we'll give 1 to Jerry. Nice, 16. Not bad. And that potion that Jerry has in his items. Oh, actually, I can use it from the ability menu. I forgot about that. Let's have him use that to replenish everybody. That's good enough. And actually, I can fully heal Adam if I take him to an inn now, because I have 4 gold, which is more than 2 gold, which is the gold that I need in order to go from there. All right, well, Jerry's got another potion, so we're good. So I guess Jerry will end up being more like a thief-ish character. He'll be good with items, and he'll be, using more nimble weapons rather than Adam. Adam's going to be our typical warrior, and Luna will be our typical mage eventually, if she doesn't end up having the highest agility of everyone in the party, which is definitely the case right now. But you can see her mana's going up a little bit too. She's got 12 mana now, so that's not too bad. Did she get defense? I think I saw defense. No. I keep imagining I'm seeing defense, apparently. I'm hallucinating. I'm having a stroke today. It's all right, though. All right, so next monster transformation we need albatross meat. Game, I swear to God, if you start dropping exclusively zombie meat, I am going to be a very unhappy person. Okay, well, Ashigaru can't drop any meat, so that's fine. Let's see if he likes to chill. Apparently he's okay with chilling. Nothing particularly bad. Who lost HP? Okay, Luna lost HP. That's fine. I'll probably switch Jerry to the second position at some point, because in these caves you can't find any red horns, so Luna's ESP won't be as useful to us. Excuse me, as just having solid defense with Jerry. Okay, meat? No meat. Of course! I feel like that one guy from Spider-Man 3 where he just, like, his only line that's memorable in the movie is just, give me rent, except it's me, and I'm saying, give me meat! Let them eat meat. There. Got it. Now, this transformation should actually give Sky a little more HP, so let's see if we can do that. And that changed Sky into an Oni. Nice. So that is the second tier goblin, I want to say. Monsters have different classifications in the game, and most of the ones we've seen so far have just been the base classifications. But they have tiers of monsters that you will see over the course of the game, and they're basically just palette swaps of old monsters with better techniques and better resistances and everything. So Sky is now a second tier monster. She's an Oni. better techniques, so she's got Horn, which is a little bit stronger. Nail lets you use that on regular mobs. Got good defense, got good strength, got good agility. She's got a little bit of everything, and she's actually going to be very solid for the front position of the party now. Well, I don't think I'll put her in the front position. Adam, I think, still has a little more defense, but I will put her there. Yeah, that should work out okay. Okay, so that takes care of the Albatross meat. Next one we need is more zombie meat, so I hope you're ready, folks. We might be here a while, if my drops today have been any indication. So, it might take a little bit before the game gives it to us again. Usually I don't get that lucky, but we'll see. Again, reverse psychology. Alright, Sky, let's keep going with the transformations, shall we? Zombie meat now should transform you into something halfway decent. A little better than the Oni, I think. Let's see. Yep, Phantom. So a Phantom is another Tier 2-esque monster, but it's technically Tier 3. Monsters have a total of, I believe, 14 or maybe 15 levels total in their tier list. And you want to, generally speaking, try to aim for monsters that get you up a level from where you are now. So before she was level 2 as an Oni, a Tier 2 monster, Phantom is Tier 3. So let's check out Phantom and see why it's Tier 3, shall we? Yeah, 82 HP, so that's a little better. And yeah, as you can see, a little better on the stats, and a lot of resistances. So resistance to weapons, so resistance to physical damage, resistance to change, which I believe gives her immunity to both Para, which is almost every status ailment in the game, and Stone, which is the only status ailment that is not covered by Para, if I recall correctly. That's how that works. And resistance or immunity to Quake, so slightly better. Still weak to fire, but slightly better. So we'll work on that. Sky's going to end up in the front of our party, though, by the time we're done here, I believe. So, all right. The next monster we need is a goblin, so we're going to head outside because goblins are a little more common out here. I'm not even sure if you can find them in the caves, honestly. But we'll see what we can do. I might even get the chance to demonstrate what Chill does to lizards if Sky attacks quickly. Okay, it didn't do it to this one. Maybe this one's not weak to ice. No, thank you. I don't need lizard meat. Thank you. All right, let's go up here. I believe all of the monsters in this section of the overworld are the same, like as they were near Base Town. So I might even go back towards Base Town if I can find it, just so I can get the goblin a little easier. Okay, so this is what I'm looking for, so let's see if he gives it to me. So yeah, I really like this fast function. It's very nice. Okay, we got goblin meat. Good. Sky, you're doing a lot of eating lately, but that's okay. You can get some good transformations out of it, so here you go. And this changes Sky into a Gecko, which is another Tier 3 monster. Slightly better on the HP, though, as you can see, and the defense. Weak to ice, but that's not really something we got to worry about for right now, but she's got 3 good techniques to use, so that should help us quite a bit there. And since she's got more HP, let's even stick her in the front row, shall we? She should be able to tank most things for right now. What's the next thing I need? More zombie meat. Okay. Well, that's fine. Let's see what we can do about that. We might find a zombie out here, but I don't think they're terribly common out on the world map, so I mean, we'll see what we can do, but you know. I might as well use fast mode while I'm out here, just for the hell of it. And we will go to the South Town, the monster village, so we can rest up while we're here. Nice. Oh, very nice, because she's gotten some more agility and some mana out of it too. So yeah, Luna's working her magic here, that's for sure. All right, let's go back to the South Town, and we'll rest up. And I don't think we have enough to buy anything at the moment, but we might need an extra longsword at some point because I think Adams is running a little low. So we'll see what we can do. All right. And now back to the Bandit Cave so we can get more zombie meat. And then once we get the zombie meat, the last type of meat that I actually need before we can move on with the plot is Redhorn meat. So we'll see if we can find that. That should be around the overworld, basically. I might end up going back to the Heroes Town to see if I can find that a little easier, because I think it's a little easier to find near there. It's mostly goblins around the Heroes Town, and then beyond that, it's other stuff. So, okay, so zombie meat, once again. I wish I could quote that zombie song, but I don't quite recall the lyrics to it. No, not barrier. I might be able to use barrier, though. It might actually come in handy at some point, so... But yeah, that zombie just actually tried to attack Skye and didn't do any damage because it doesn't have enough offense to overcome Skye's natural defense. So as you can see, Skye is making a pretty good tank as it is, and it's going to get even better because we just got the zombie meat that we need. So here we go. And Skye has transformed into a red bone. It's another skeleton-esque monster. This is in a different class, though, than the Phantom and the Bodok that we got before. This is an actual skeleton. It has poison attacks. It has circle par/WP there, or circle para weapon, is a resistance to both weapons and most status ailments in the game. So she lost the resistance to stone, but she gained a couple of other things. This is basically like just a transitory transformation. We're going to use it to get to something even better in just a few minutes. But before we do that, we need Redhorn meat, so that's where we're going to go next. We're going to go find Redhorn. And I'm actually going to take Skye out of the front position for now because I don't need her getting... She has more HP than Adam at the moment, but she has less defense because I changed her into a red bone, so Adam can probably tank a little better. Alright, let's get the heck out of here and go fight some Redhorns so we can get some meat out of them, huh? Shall we? Poison actually might do okay against this guy. I don't know if it deals damage or if it just inflicts poison. I guess we'll find out. Or we won't, because Luna will just murder him indiscriminately. Damn, Luna, you scary. Poison probably won't work too well against the zombie. So let's just not. There we go. And we'll just kill a few things while we're at it. I promise I won't use this fast forward function too much. I'm mainly just using it now because it's easier while we're hunting for monster meat. You can't sprint in the game, so you gotta kind of make do where you can, you know. Alright, so let's look around here and see if we can find what I'm looking for. Oh, I got another barrier skill. That's great. Oh, no, I don't need goblin meat, actually. Boy, it's a good thing I wasn't spamming A there, because that would have gone pretty badly for me. We'll fight a few battles, then we'll go into town, and we'll rest up if I can't find any. Stench. The hell does that do? That's kind of gross, Luna. Where'd you learn that? Anyway, yeah, we'll go into town. Now I get zombie meat, like nobody's business, of course. Yeah, we'll go into town after a couple more battles and we'll rest up. Maybe I'll buy a couple of extra weapons and then we'll go from there. But I will probably do the saving and resetting thing that I said before if it gets to the point where I can't find them, hardly. I should be able to find them without too much trouble, though. I'd like to eventually get an attacking skill for Luna so that she, I don't have to keep scrolling down to the rapier. It's not a huge deal, but, well, it would be nice if she gets an attacking skill. I don't think Stench is an attacking skill, though. I think it's a, it might even, like, drive the monsters away, just based on the name of the skill. That's what I would say it would do. So, alright, one more battle, then we'll go into town. Okay, it's a zombie. That's fine. Yeah, we're going to need another rapier and probably another longsword before we're done here. So, we'll work on that. Is there anything else I want to buy while I'm in town? I could probably use another potion. You know what I should do is I should go back to the base town, and I should... Oh, you got some HP, nice. And more mana as well. And some defense, actually. You got some defense out of one of those battles, too. Cool. Well, we're going to keep all that. Yeah, I should go back to the base town, because you can actually buy some gold armor in the base town. I believe there's gold plate and gold gauntlets that you can buy there. And those would be an upgrade to what we have, although they are very expensive. So, but we have some money now, so that shouldn't be a huge deal for us. Maybe we'll make our way there on our journey to find the Redhorn, so that I have him for some stuff. And actually, I might put Luna up here again, just because she's got more HP. And I don't know if I don't think she has more defense, but she still has ESP, so she's probably a better tank than Skye at the moment. I said I was going to get a potion, so let's get a potion. I could get more HP 200 potions, but we'll just get a regular potion for now. I'll save some of my money so we can start getting like strength and agility potions as well. I don't think you get a huge amount of money in the early going here, but you know, we'll try to get as much money as we can to get those potions, and it'll become easier as we go along and we start fighting harder and harder monsters. They'll start giving us more and more money, so then we can, you know, actually buy strength and agility potions for Adam and Jerry without too much trouble. Okay, so we made it here without any encounters. That's fine. Let's head up here and see about those gold pieces. So there's another longsword we could get. I might get that in a minute. The axe, I believe, is a natural upgrade to the longsword, so I don't think I'm going to get that right now, though. I think it's a little too expensive. So I'll get another rapier, though, while I'm here. Gold plate, gold gauntlet. Let's see. I'm going to want a few of these, so I guess we'll get the gold gauntlets for now. Just so that way we have a little bit of extra defense there for Adam and Jerry. Do this, and we'll do that. Yeah, a little extra defense there. We will get the gold armor eventually as well, but we might be getting better armor soon anyway without even having to pay for it, so I'll wait until that point and I'll decide who I'm going to give that armor to before we move right along here. Alright, let's sell the bronze ones, because we won't need those anymore. That rapier we'll hold on to. And now we're good. So now, let's go looking for that red horn again, shall we? And yeah, that's the last monster that we need to concern ourselves with, is this red horn. So once we get that done, we can move on with the plot. Let's see if we can find him. Alright, well that's a lizard, so that's not really going to help us. Probably get another longsword as well. I've been saying that, but I'll probably get another longsword as well before we start doing the save and reset thing. We'll fight a few battles out here and see if we can find the red horn. There's one. Let's hope he drops what I want him to drop. Nah, your rapier does pretty solid damage, so it's probably more worth it for me to just attack. Ow. Yeah, there we go. Okay, he didn't drop his meat. That sucks, but I mean, it'll work out okay. She got more HP, so that's good. But yeah, that's the monster that we're looking for right there, is that red horn. More over by the Castle of Sword, it might, or rather Sword Castle, I should say. It might, but I'm not 100% sure about that, so. But we'll just do the best we can. Alright, don't need that. Another goblin, don't need that. Just kill him! Preferably without getting us killed in the process. I don't think I've mentioned this, but if you have anybody but your monster eat monster meat, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't even restore HP, if I recall correctly. So, like I can even demonstrate it. Well, maybe I shouldn't demonstrate it with a zombie. That's probably pretty gross. So, Luna, how you doing? Okay, so just a little more HP. That's fine. A couple more battles, I think, and then we'll go in the town. We'll rest up. I'll get another longsword, and then we'll do some saving and resetting so we can get the red horn meat that we need. Hopefully, it won't take too long. I think the drop rates in this game are fairly decent for meat, though, so it shouldn't take a terrible amount of time. It's just that red horns, I think, are fairly rare. So I could even look up where the red horns are more common. I'm not sure if they're more common, like I said, over by the Castle of Sword. They might be. She lost Stench, so that's the thing. Your mutants can lose skills, by the way, as well, just in case that wasn't obvious from Luna losing that skill there. She, Oh, okay, that's why she lost it, because she replaced it with the Stealth skill. So Stealth lets you initiate preemptive strikes, basically, which is pretty good. It'll come in handy for us over the course of the game. If she keeps it. I mean, she might not. She's kept ESP for a fair amount of time, but she hasn't kept this one. Okay, so let's do one more battle, and then we'll go into this town, and we will, what's it called? Okay, so that is not what I'm looking for. I'll buy another longsword, and I'll probably just equip them after I'm done using the other ones, so. Alright, so in we go. Yeah, we'll buy another longsword. I'll get ready to equip the new longsword and new rapier on Adam and Luna. And then I might make my way towards the castle, the sword castle. Not because we're going to do anything there at the moment, although I think you can do stuff there. I don't think there's a particular order you have to go in here to get stuff. So, yeah, we might do some stuff while we're there. You can't buy a longsword here, can you? No, you can't. Okay, well, we'll go back to base town then and we'll buy one. That's fine. Let me see here. So you've only got 3 uses left. I mean, that's not a huge deal. It shouldn't be. Anyway, let's equip you with another rapier. Well, the other rapier, I should say. Put that there. Okay. And everybody else should be good for now. All right, let's go back to base town. We'll buy another longsword, and then we will start making our way towards the sword castle. Just because the encounter rate for red horns might be slightly better over there. The encounters are different over there, if I remember right, but I don't know if they're so different that it will change up the number, like the amount of red horns that we meet up with, you know? We'll see. But yeah, I'm trying not to do too much resetting if I can, just because it would take a little bit to reset. Like I have to go on the options menu up there. I have to go back to this title select screen and I have to reboot the game. So it doesn't take a huge amount of time, but it takes you out of the game itself, you know. So trying not to if I can, afford not to. All right, so let me see. I guess we'll rest at the inn as well because we took a... Well, okay, we didn't take damage, but Luna got HP, so that's fine. Did you get anything else, Luna? I think a little more mana. Yeah, I mean, that's good. As long as she's getting points, that's all I'm really concerned with, because her mutants getting stats, it's not an uncommon thing. But it's random, right? There's a factor of randomness that goes with them, whether or not they get stats, and whether or not they get the stats that you want them to get. So any chance that she gets to gain extra agility, extra mana, or extra HP is a good day in my book. Longsword, please. And then how about we do some more HP 200 potions? We'll get Adam. We'll get Adam one, and we'll get Jerry one. How about that? Let's see. And Jerry, we'll get you one as well. There we go. I know I got a little extra money left, but that's okay. We don't need to worry about that too much. Let's equip Adam with that long sword. Only got one use left on that one. So let's do this, and then put this down here so it just erases itself from his list once he uses it one more time. All right. And then HP 200. Adam, how much are you gonna get? 9. Okay, well that's not great, but I'll take it. It's fine. And Jerry, 15. Perfect. That will be very good for us. And now I gotta rest up again. I should have waited. It's okay. There we go. So yeah, we're all getting pretty good gains here. That's pretty good for us. All right. Save the game. So now we're gonna head over towards the castle, the sword castle, and see how horribly that goes. I do want to defeat the bandit in the bandit cave at some point, but I want to defeat him and eat the meat that he provides for us, so that I can use it for another transformation for Sky. So we can't really kill him until then. I mean, I guess we could kill him before then, because I could just kill lizards, but then when you kill him, all the lizards that are in the cave that are guaranteed spawns, they don't spawn anymore. So you got to go hunting for a lizard, and sometimes it takes a little while. So I'm trying to do the best I can to make it so that we do a lot of this stuff early in the game, just to take care of it. All right, Albatross there. I'm going to turn the game speed up just because we're making our way here, but I don't think we're going to actually do things here yet. I may change my tune, though, depending on whether or not we find a red horn here. Oh, okay, she finally replaced DSP. She actually got an attacking skill, Thunder. That's pretty good, actually, because that means we don't need to worry about electric books. So we might keep that if she keeps it. She did keep it. Perfect. Now sometimes what can happen with your mutant is that the number of charges that they have on their skills can get lowered at the end of a battle. That's actually programmed into the pseudo-random number generator in the game, so it's a thing that can actually happen. So, do I keep that by saving? I don't know. I'm just gonna go up here and see if we find red horns. This uneven ground here should change the encounters that we get here. So this is just an Asikaru. He's not really a big deal. I guess I could use Thunder. Nah, I'll use the Rapier. It's fine. I got Thunder charges, and they replenish whenever I go to an inn, but he's really not a huge deal. There might even be red horns inside of the sword castle, now that I think about it. But we'll see what we can find out here instead. Adam, clinging on to that last longsword use, aren't you? Probably because Luna keeps going first. There you go. Did he finally get rid of it? Yes, he did. Okay, perfect. Luna got more HP. That's good. Let's just keep walking around here for a minute, see if we can find another Red Horn, more Asigarus. Yeah, just do this. See, they've only got like 20 HP, so they're really not all that big of a deal. Hell, this is actually even... I've got 7 barriers now. Okay, that's fine. The skill changes in this game are weird, man. They just do what they want. When it says that I initiate an attack, by the way, there, it said that a couple of times now, that means that the stealth skill that Luna has is taking effect, and we're getting a preemptive strike. So the enemies will not attack us on this turn while we're doing stuff. Now, you may have seen it there. This is a group of 2 skeletons. They can't actually show it on the Game Boy screen because the Game Boy screen is tiny, so they can't show all of them. They're all just in that one group. So if you use Thunder, it actually hits an entire group of enemies, so then we can do some extra damage to them. So it won't just be attacking them one at a time anymore, we'll just be zapping both of them, see? So you can zap both of them and kill them, which is good. We don't need skeleton meat, thank you though. And no changes here. Alright, that's fine. Let's just keep looking. I won't take too long to stay here and look. I might... call it after another couple of battles. I just want to give it an opportunity, you know, to present me with what I'm looking for. Okay, this could be a problem, though, because this particular encounter is nasty, these karatekas. They're karate dudes, and they deal a lot of damage. Thankfully, we have a thunder skill, which lets us blast these guys into high hell right now. But, of course, they have a little more HP, so, you know, you gotta be a little careful. Whoops. Yeah, we took a little bit of damage, but that's okay. We've got a bronze shield, so that should make things a little easier, and now we should be able to take them all out one at a time. But this encounter's nasty. If I didn't have thunder, this would be very unpleasant for us. So, I think they're almost dead, so let's just try to pick them off a little, shall we? There we go. Yeah, that encounter is very unpleasant, but since I have thunder, it was not unpleasant at all. So, do I keep Thunder, though? See, that's the trouble, right? Is I keep saying, yeah, I'm going to save and reset, but then I get all these good skills, and it's like, well, I don't know if I want to. I mean, I guess we were just going to be getting these skills eventually. Not, like, these skills specifically, but, like, we were eventually going to get all these upgrades that we're getting anyway in the game. It's just a matter of when, so... no, thank you. I don't need that. So maybe I'll keep them. I don't know. Rolf is confused. Maybe we should name one of the characters in Final Fantasy Legend 2 Rolf, just so that that joke actually holds weight throughout the whole thing, and it's not just like I'm referencing some outside media, you know. Red Horn, where did you go? Don't you make me start singing Cotton Eye Joe here. Because I said, where did you go? And of course my brain instantly went, where did you come from? Alright, I'm gonna rest. I'm gonna rest in town because this is getting ridiculous. There we go. And, yeah, you know what? Okay, so this will be the last time we'll save. This will be the last time we'll save, and we'll try to find a Red Horn if we have any difficulty finding him. Like, if I don't get him in the next 5 battles, I will just reset, so... And I promise, we won't be getting hung up this much for the remainder of the game, so long as we don't have trouble getting the other monster meat that we need. I don't need that, thank you. Maybe there's more red horns up here? I mean, I don't know. I don't know where the best place to encounter them is. I might even look up the meat transformation FAQ just to see where the best place to encounter them is, because it feels like this is taking a while. It's not actually taking a while, but it feels like it is, you know, because I'm just sitting here grinding over and over and over again. And you know me, I'm never a big fan of grinding in a game. Alright, since it doesn't look like too many people are chatting at the moment, let me just look at the meat transformations FAQ before we move on and I lose my mind. Let's see. What does our meat transformations FAQ guy, SP, say is the best place to encounter a red horn? Now, he's going to call it a Red Bull in the guide, but... The first room of the Castle of Swords. So I was going in the right direction. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. You stop exercising before work, you're tired. Oh, boy. Well, I mean, yeah, that would make sense though. Yeah, when you exercise right before work, it definitely would make you feel a little more fatigued. It's I don't think I could exercise myself, to be honest with you, before going to work. But I'm mostly thinking of like my job when I had a job at the credit union. I was standing up all day and everything. I feel like I would fall over if I exercised before that. I'm not gonna say I go hard when I exercise, but I do some decent stuff. All right, so screw it. We're gonna go to the Castle of Sword, and we're gonna see what happens when we get there. I might even go through the whole castle just for the hell of it at this point, because it's like, well, we're already here, so, you know. We already made this trip, so we'll just do it in fast motion. Do it in fast forward! I gotta stop quoting every Let's Player that ever inspired me, because one of these days they're gonna, like, say, no, that's copyright, and I'm gonna be like, what the hell? Let me come up with my own stuff. Trying to burn at least 1k calories a day, you almost hit 1.5k today. Nice! Making those gains, Marie. Making those gains. That's good. Okay, I'll do this. Oh, I'm getting tired now from all the grinding. Alright, so Castle of Sword. We have not been in here yet. Luna got more HP and defense, and agility, and mana on the way here. Luna, you're getting scary how good you are here. I'm still going to keep her in the second position, though. Actually, I might even keep her in the third because Sky... Well, I don't think Sky has more defense. Luna definitely has more HP, so even without ESP, she's in a good position at the moment, so... Yeah, it's definitely a Final Fantasy game, and it's an early one at that, so, like, it can get a little on the grind side, I guess. But yeah, apparently this is the best area to meet up with Red Horns. I think if I remember right, the guards just fight you, and it's a bunch of, like, Asigarus if you talk to them. So we want to get to the stairs there instead of here. Now I got to be a little careful while we're in here because there are a couple of situations where monsters can do some sketchy things to us. In particular, the boss of this area can do some sketchy things to Sky right now because he has a weapon that hits all weaknesses without any problems. It'll just, yeah, it hits all weaknesses. That's the thing that you need to know, essentially. I believe this is not the correct staircase. If I remember right, this leads us to the outer edges of the throne room, and actually I shouldn't even be up here because this is not the first room anymore, and we are going to get into a lot of encounters like this one, which could cause us several problems, and I definitely don't want that, so... Alright, let's see what we can do to these Karatekas. We can kill all of them. Okay, never mind. We're fine. We're absolutely fine. It's okay. Alright, probably should use a Thunder on... Well, the goblins aren't that powerful. So those two should kill one each, and then we'll just start killing the goblins. Yeah, these guys aren't too strong. I mean, the albatrosses are strong, but, like, eh. We should be able to handle them. They should all be dead by the end of this round, so... Yeah, now we're starting to get into encounters where there's more than one enemy, so... Why don't you take care of the last albatross, and then everybody else just go with the goblins. This is an older school game at this point, so when you kill an enemy, it doesn't auto-target other enemies. So, like, if, let's say, Luna killed that albatross and somebody else was attacking the albatross, it wouldn't change the target over to the goblin. At least, it doesn't in the normal game. Because this is the remake, and they have proven in the past that they have made some small quality of life changes, that might actually be a thing now. But I'm not 100% sure about that, so I'm just going to treat it as if it's not a thing. That's albatross meat, we won't need that. Lots of money, though, that's pretty nice. Excuse me. Yeah, so we actually went up a floor too far, so let's go back down. And just see what we can get into in terms of the stuff down here. Why don't you use the potion that we have there, Jerry? Because we might be in here for a little bit yet. We'll use it on Adam just so he's got it. Yeah, she does have a lot of HP, and we did just start, so it's like, holy crap. We're definitely in a good position with our mutant. Our mutant has definitely started to, carry the party just a little bit. Alright, well, let's put it in fast forward and just walk back and forth until we find some red horns. I keep wanting to say Red Bull, but it is Red Horn now, isn't it? And we'll do it until Luna runs out of thunder, and then we'll stop. And we'll reset. But yeah, we'll go through the rest of the castle while we're here, I think. It's probably for the best. There's a fly. You don't see those guys too often. I guess we'll do this. There we go. I was going to say we might get fly meat out of it, but no, it's just skeleton meat. Yeah, those guys are pretty rare, I think. There's even rarer monsters as well. I think they're called clippers. They're like the first level of beetle monsters, and you can find them in this area as well, but they're very rare, so if you need them for monster meat, I would say it's probably best not to rely on finding them, because they're very difficult to find, at least in my experience, so. Okay, let's see. Golden Sun, if you target something, you can't target them anymore. Your characters will defend that turn instead of wasting time or resources. Well, that's one way around that problem now, isn't it? Just be like, well, the guy that I was fighting is dead, so I guess I'll just make sure the enemies don't kill me while my back is turned to them, you know? Something like that. Oh, great, more Karatekas. All right, well, why don't you just zap them all there, Luna? And we'll see what we can do. I'm not sure if they're vulnerable to poison, but I guess I'm going to try, because why the hell not? Or we could just kill them all again. Whatever. This Thunder skill is really coming in handy, isn't it? I probably should have bought a spell book before we even came here, because that would have made this even better, but, you know, it's fine. We'll be fine. Once we kill all the skeletons here and actually find a red horn. Again, I'm not sure if they're correct in saying that this is the best place to find them, because there's a lot of different monsters in the roll table here. I guess we'll do the best we can. Okay, apparently the reverse psychology worked for me as well. But, of course, because this is only one red horn, I'm not going to get the meat that I want, right? See what I mean? Reverse psychology, baby. I have won. Okay, red horn meat. Exactly what we needed. So we did the 3 zombies, we did the goblin, the albatross, and the lizard. Let's get red horn meat for Sky so she can turn into something very nice. She's transformed into a hornet. Awesome. So what is a hornet, you may ask? Well, let's take a look. First of all, 126 HP, so that's not too bad. She's probably going to go in the second position now. Actually, no, the first position, because as you can see, hornets are a rather high-leveled monster. She has 25 defense, 26 agility, which is pretty solid. She has a weakness to ice, so we'll have to move her out of the first slot when we fight the Sword Castle boss, but that was basically the gist of what I needed, is just getting her here. The main reason why I wanted a hornet is because this honey skill is actually like a cure spell, basically. She has 10 charges on it, and it can cure you like a potion. So it's pretty solid to have in this first world when sometimes it's hard to have that curative stuff on demand. So that's the main reason why I wanted it. Now, when we go kill the bandit in the cave, we won't have this skill for very much longer, but that's okay. Since we have it, let's heal up. Use those charges up. Whoops. Got to double click on it before you get the chance to heal. There we go. Okay, but now we have everything that we need. And we have 2,000 gold to spend while we're at it. Let me move Sky into the first slot, because now she's better than even Luna. And I know Luna has more HP, but Adam has more defense, so I'm going to choose to believe that that's more important. But let's move Sky to the front position, because Sky will basically be able to tank everything now and just face roll everything. Well, not face roll everything. We still have to offensively kill things, but defensively speaking, most things shouldn't be able to do much of anything to her now, so... Example, someone died and you're about to use a vial on them, which heals 500 HP. The person who was going to use the vial will defend that round since the target of their vial died. Why don't more games do cool things like that? That would definitely save on resources, that's for sure. Because, yeah, that would be... I don't know if I saved, so I'm going to choose to believe I didn't, and I'm going to save again. Did you get anything? More strength. And nimble, whatever the hell that does. Another barrier instead of stealth. More agility. Alright, well, that's fine. Luna's just getting crazy shit now. It'll be fine. She won't have as much of a chance to get a lot of skills now, because I don't think we're going to do any more grinding for the remainder of the game, basically. It's just a matter of making sure that we get enough monster meat for the rest of this stuff, so... there's 2 lizards. I might use Thunder, just for the hell of it. I think if Nimble is anything like Barrier, it probably increases everybody's agility. So, yeah. But yeah, as you can see, the lizards... not even really able to do much of anything to Sky there. Their attacks do 0 damage, so it's pretty good. I'm going to save my Thunder charges, though, because we might encounter like lots and lots of Karatekas, and I don't want to die. So We'll save our thunder charges for those guys specifically. Actually, no. Why don't you use the rapier there? And Adam and Jerry will go after this guy. Excuse me. But yeah, that would be a good save on resources, is one, that defend trick that they have in Golden Sun. Another thing Golden Sun does is let you queue up actions early that you might not be able to do. Excuse me. For example, you want to summon Judgment, which takes 4 Venus Djinn on standby, but you only have 3 currently on standby, so it lets you queue it up for when the 4th one is ready. That's pretty cool. That is very cool. I'm going to use Nimble just because, what the hell, why not? Alright, well that takes care of that. Fly Meat is not going to do me any favors, so we're not going to do that just yet. Alright, let's keep moving. I'm going to choose to not take the staircase that's up here this time, the one that's up just above us there. Let me check and make sure I didn't get anything I don't want first. Oh, she got another skill, another attacking skill, Flame, so that's pretty good. I definitely want to keep that. But the staircase that's up here, up there, is not a staircase we want to take. It takes you to the throne room, but it takes you into a spot in the throne room where you can't actually get to the Sword King. So we're going to take this staircase instead, which will lead us to the center of the throne room where the Sword King is located. And now I want to switch Sky out of that front position because this guy, like I said, he has a sword that, if I recall correctly, deals... it can hit every weakness in the game, if I remember right. I think that's what's special about it. So we're going to try not to have Sky get hit by that, and I'll save just to be sure. But we should be able to take this guy down fairly easily, thanks to Luna being absurdly powerful at this point, and same thing with Sky, so... But this guy believes in the law of the sword. If you want his sword, you have to kill him! So that's what we're going to do. So let's fight the Sword King, shall we? I'm going to defend with Adam, and then blast him with Flame, because I have more of those. Jerry, you don't have a shield, so you just attack. And then Sky, why don't you just attack as well? Let's see what we got. Ow! Well, that hurt a little bit, but that's okay. We should be alright. Yeah, 60 damage on that Flame, so that will help us quite a bit. Maybe a barrier is in order. No, you're the strongest attacker. I need you to be doing actual damage, so... I think that's the trouble with only having one mutant in the party, is that you usually end up with a lot of good skills that you can use, but it's hard to use them because they're, in the beginning of the game anyway, they're some of the strongest characters that you have because of the skills that they get, so... Let's see. You can have someone queue it, and as long as you get another Venus Djinn on standby before Judgment is summoned, you can still use it. If not, then you won't use it. No side points. As long as someone faster heals your side points, you can still select it for your cast that turn. See, that's nice. Yeah, it sounds like they did a lot to make sure that the programming of the game would streamline the battle system to let you do some cool stuff as much as possible. Golden Sun does a lot more than you've ever seen in a lot of RPGs, which is cool considering the game was released in 2001. Exactly. Almost triggered PTSD by saying that. The Elemental Guardian optional boss in the second Golden Sun had little spells like that, and those bosses suck. Well, I'm sorry I almost triggered the PTSD. I will try to avoid that in the future. But anyway, for defeating the King's Sword, we get the King's Sword. So yes, we have the first treasure, and we can actually equip the sword now if we so choose. And it is pretty strong. Like I said, it hits every elemental weakness in the game, so it's a pretty powerful sword. I'm going to give that to Jerry, actually, because he kind of doesn't really have much going for him at the moment. So giving him a sword with infinite durability that hits every weakness in the game should make him fairly substantially more powerful as a party member. So, and while I still have this honey skill, let me make good use of it and heal everybody up after that fight. Now, we still got to get out of here, but that shouldn't take too much doing. So, let's switch Sky to the front again. This guy there. We'll put Jerry in the back. Do that. There we go. And now we'll be good. Well, I guess we killed one of the kings of the world. Apparently we're not going to go to jail for war crimes or anything, but, I mean, I guess it's the law of the strong here, the law of the sword. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. But that's, like, one of several things in this game that, for it being like an old Game Boy game, it's a fairly gruesome thing to think about if you really start thinking about it. Like, monsters in this world can eat each other, kill each other, devour their meat, the remaining remnants of the monster, like after murdering them, and then they become even stronger monsters. You just murder people left and right in a lot of cases, and it's like, okay, they're dead. You know, like it's not like, okay, well, they're unconscious, like it wasn't a lot of these games beforehand. No, they're dead, like just flat out dead. So there's some gruesome and morbid stuff in this game if you really start thinking about it. Now, as a kid, obviously, you wouldn't think about that stuff because it's like, whatever. It's you know, it's got, there's funny pixels and the monsters go pew pew and then the enemies all die. And it's like, you don't think about that as a kid, but then as an adult, you come back to it. It's like, holy shit, this game is dark. It's not a big deal, though. It doesn't really matter all that much. We'll be fine. Okay. We're almost out of the Sword Castle, and we've got one of the 3 artifacts that we actually need in order to move on with the plot. So now that we've sufficiently leveled up our skills and leveled up our abilities, let's head... first, I'm actually going to check something. Oh, more HP. Great. More mana. More agility. No, she had that agility. More strength, I think. I have no idea what Kinesis does. I would imagine it's similar to Nimble. If Nimble does what I think Nimble does, where it increases your mana. But I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, a lot of the skills in this game, I'm like, I don't know, man. I'm just going to use the funny offensive spells, the pew-pew, the monsters, and then sometimes I'll use the defensive spells if they're necessary. But most of the time, I just, you know, I do what I can. We'll probably take that rapier completely off of Luna at some point. I might hold on to it, but I'm not 100% sure of that yet. But as you can see, we have filled out our inventory of money just a little bit more since we went to the castle. I might use Kinesis, just... Okay, apparently it targets a zombie. I don't know what that does, but I guess we'll find out, won't we? Maybe. Let's see. Oh, well, never mind. Jerry got a critical hit with the King's Sword and killed the zombie in one hit. So that's what I mean. Zombies are inherently weak to fire, and the King's Sword has every elemental damage in the game on it. So if they're weak to an element, it will get a critical hit and kill them instantly when you use it. It's pretty powerful. Obviously, we will have to get rid of it eventually because we have to reassemble the hero's statue in order to move on and go up in the tower. But yeah, we'll worry about that later when it becomes pertinent. Where do I want to go? I know I want to go back to the bandits cave, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to grab some other stuff before I went there. So I guess we'll just go to the South Village, we'll heal up, and then I'll buy a few things while we're there. I could go buy some gold stuff though at the base town now. Yeah, we can go do that later. It's not a big deal. We're not going to be encountering anything, I don't think, that's going to cause us any undue duress at this point, especially with the party that we've got already. Luna's already got 250 HP. Yeah, she's a monster. She's a house. She's Maite and lets it all hang out, maybe. I don't know. The sprite's a little bit unclear on that, as you can see. Oh boy. What can I get before I get myself in more trouble here? I don't think I need much of anything here. We have Flame now, so we don't really need a fire book. I guess I could get her an ice book while I've got all this money. Let's equip that. I don't think I'll be using the ice book for a little while, but I guess it's better than nothing, you know. We still have that long sword, so I can give that to Jerry at some point. Once we need to, you know, reassemble the hero statue, I'll give it back to him. And he should be okay. Now, you could get a bow, I believe, as well. Like, I think they sell bows here? Maybe not. But they've been selling bows at a couple of the shops. What bows do in this game is they're, like, fixed damage weapons, and they do about 30-ish damage a pop. So that might actually be better for Jerry to use for a little while, just because it'll get him a little bit of extra, more damage than he would get out of most weapons at the moment. Until I buy him agility potions, which I'm going to do right about now. I'm going to buy some more HP potions first, though. Let's get, like, 4 maybe for now. Then use them, and then we'll get an agility potion or 2. Oh, I'm full up. Okay, well then we'll unfull up first, yeah, and then we'll go from there. So yeah, as you can see, your inventory is a little bit limited in this game. This is about all you get. And then you got the trash bin, and you've got spheres down here. Now, what these are is we'll learn about those in a little while, but yeah, you only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 slots, it looks like, so can't really do a whole lot with that for now. This is one reason, by the way, why I want Adam's HP to be different from Jerry's, because that way I know which one is my strength character and which one is my agility character. So, like, if they're side by side like this and they have the same HP, it's like, which one's which? I have to back out, figure that out, and then go back. So I said, you know what, let's make their HP slightly different so that Adam has a little bit more. He's a little more beefy. All right, Jerry, here you go. An agility potion, that should get him a few points, and then we'll start on the HP 200 potions for Adam. Okay, 12. 19, that one was pretty good. 12 out of that one as well, and then we'll give this one to Jerry. And he got 19 out of that one. Pretty good. Pretty good, all things considered, you guys. Ability, actually. I want to use some of the potions that Jerry has here. I know I have the honey skill, but we have a couple of potions, so I'd like to save on inventory if I can, just a little bit. Especially now that we have the honey skill, I really don't got to worry too much about my inventory. So, let's equip you with a potion. There we go. And let's have Sky use the honey skill. So you can kind of almost like BS the system a little bit here now, right? Because Sky has the honey skill, so if you use honey to heal everybody to full HP, and then you go back to the inn over here, you can rest for free and get your charges back. So yeah, honey is a really nice skill to have, and frankly, if it wasn't for the fact that the Hornet is weak to ice, I might keep it for even longer, because it would be good for quite some time if it had no weaknesses, but yeah, it has weaknesses. So as a result, I don't really feel the need to keep it. We'll be moving into something better. There will be a point there where we'll keep a monster for a significant chunk of the game, though, beyond this, but we'll worry about that later. Let me see. Adam's at 144. Actually, how much agility did you get out of that? Okay, so you have 11 agility now, so that's not too bad. We're making it work. Might get you a couple more. Let's get 2 more of those. We'll work on muscle potions for Adam once he gets... Actually, I'll get one for him now. And then we'll get a couple more of these. There we go. And I think after this, we'll move on. So we don't gotta concern ourselves with that. Adam shouldn't need any agility through the entire game. I may eventually, if I have absolutely nothing else to spend my money on, I may get him a little bit. And same thing for Jerry, I may get him a little strength. But yeah, it's mainly just for weapon use. And if Adam is slow in battle because his agility is low, that's not a big deal because he's going to be the tank anyway. So he'll be using like shields and stuff like that to guard us, rather than using like nimble weapons like Jerry here will be. So all right, let's use the agility potion on him. Oh, I got another one up here. There we go. Muscle potion for Adam, which is this one. And more HP potions for Adam. 5? Come on, Adam, you gotta do better than that. Well, 7's a little better, but I meant a little better than that, too. It's okay, they're only 100. They're not really all that big of a deal. Jerry now has 16 agility, so that's pretty good. Rapier should be a solid weapon for him now. And I may actually give Adam the King's Sword, because the Rapier will actually be better for Jerry than a longsword. So I should go buy one though. I can't really give it to him if I don't buy one, right? Rapier, thank you. Oh, and that evens out my gold too. Nice. Why don't you have this? And then Adam, why don't you have the King's Sword? You're gonna have the King's Sword and the King's Shield and maybe even the King's Armor by the time we're done, but that's okay. And since Adam got a little more HP, let's go like that. There we go. Yeah, party's looking solid now. We still got a decent chunk of gold. I would appreciate it if you got out of my way. Thank you. So I can go rest up, and then we can go to the cave and finally take care of this bandit problem. It's only been hovering over my head for the past hour and, 15 minutes worth of gameplay? Something like that. But it's okay. The game should move at a pretty decent clip now, because primarily after this, the only things that are really keeping us from doing... Oh, I forgot, she lost Flame when she got Kinesis. I guess we'll have to buy a fire book after all. It's not like we don't have the money for it, but that's okay. But yeah, after this, the only things that are really keeping us from moving along is just all these battles that we're going to get into, so... But that shouldn't be a huge deal. We'll finish out the first world today before we call it a day, and then we'll move on in the next stream. Okay. Did I get anything weird or funky for Luna? More mana. That's nice. That's not weird or funky. She also got more HP, so that's also good. There we go. Okay, so let's head over here. See if we can figure out what's going on with this bandit. Tell him to stop and heck off. after we fight a few of his minions along the way. Or just random people that he killed and then zombified. I don't know how a bandit does that, but whatever. Yeah, see, there you go, Jerry. 23 damage ain't too bad. I know that, you know, Luna's doing 50 with a rapier at the moment, but 23 damage is pretty good. Okay. So the main place we need to go over here is down here. I don't know if I showed this earlier when we were in here. I might have, but this is where we need to go. Is right in here. And before we talk to the bandit, who appears to be some type of lizard, I'm actually going to change the party order up just a smidge. We're going to do that, and we're going to stick Sky in the bottom slot, because if I remember right, the character in the 4th slot is the one that says something here. So we're going to try to change it up so Sky is the loud mouth of the group. Alright, so. Bandit, what are you doing here? Yeah, we're the only people who have to say what we're doing here. We decide where we're going and what our fate is. So now we have to fight the Frog Bandit, because he's a poison frog. So that's great. I think I saved before this, right? Because I want his meat, basically, when I'm done with this one. If you don't have the King Sword at this point, he's got like 80 HP, so he's not really all that threatening. If you do have the King Sword, though, and you attack him with it, it can kill him in one hit. So, he has Poison Skin, by the way. It's an ability that he has, which can poison your characters, so that's what he was using there, and that's why all my characters were getting poisoned, is because he has Poison Skin. It's an ability that you can use, and when enemies attack you, it counters by poisoning them. There's a couple of counter skills that you can get in the game, but most of them aren't really all that good. Some of them even return damage, again, it's like reflect damage back onto the enemy that attacked you, but they're usually not that great. Typically the monsters that have those usually have a lot of defense, so they usually don't make good use of it. He did give me the meat right away, though, so I'm not sure if it's guaranteed, but I'm glad that I got it anyway, because now we can give it to Sky, and we can lose our honey skill, but she's changed into Catwoman. Awesome. And all I need to do is find Spider-Man, and we'll be okay. Actually, I think it's Black Cat was the one in Spider-Man, and Catwoman is the Batman universe. Two different things, you see. The Bandit King wanted us to spare him, by the way, and then Sky told him, "You should have said that before. Should have told me sooner before I stabbed you." Like I said, kill him, devour his meat, and then when he screams to be spared, screams to be shown mercy, we just let him die on the floor. Game Boy games were a little morbid back in the day. Anyway, let's put Sky up near the front position now. Let me see how much defense she actually has now that she's... I think Catwoman is it's like a mid-tier monster, if I remember right. Yeah, decent defense, not really great. Circle Weapon is really nice, though. Any enemies that use... It's not just, like, circle physical, so, like, if an enemy uses nail or tusk or anything like that, that's not considered weapon damage. But if you're fighting something like an Asigaru, Circle Weapon makes you immune to their sword attacks, basically. So anything that uses, like, a melee weapon skill, they don't take any damage from. So you got to kind of you got to work around it when it's an enemy that you're fighting, but when they're on your side, it works out pretty nicely. So 14 defense, but Luna's got pretty good... Oh, she got Crossfire instead of Thunder? That sucks. Do I want to keep that? I really don't want to keep that, but I don't know if I want to reset. And, yeah, actually I do want to reset and get rid of that, because that kind of sucks. It's this. And then select title. There we go. Apologies if anyone considers that save scumming, but X-Fire is not something that I want to keep, especially on a mutant that could keep that through the entire game. Not my idea of a good time. Did I put everybody in the right position? Yes, I did. Okay. She didn't have that before this battle, did she? No, she just had Thunder there. All right. Let's try this again, shall we? And yeah, we'll just blast right through. I'll even use Thunder this time because like I'm not gonna need to use it anywhere else. So, oh, the Colonel's contacting me. What does the Colonel need? Oh, okay, that's nothing important. Anyway, so we'll get poisoned. I believe poison lifts after a battle is over though, so it's not really like anything that we need to worry all that much about. Now, did I charbroil him? Apparently not, because there was some meat left. Good. There we go. Change to Catwoman. 120. mercilessly murder him on the floor. There you go. Spare me. You should have said that before. That's what I'm talking about, though. Sometimes the text boxes just scroll right off the screen, which is not so great. Okay, so this time you kept Thunder, you got rid of Nimble and got ESP back. So actually that's much better than what you did before. So I will keep that. That is for certain. Let me see. So now we just need to get our party order rearranged, and then we're in good shape. Let's put Sky up here. Jerry will probably be in the last position for most of the game, just because, yeah, Sky's got a little more defense, so we'll put Sky there, and we'll keep Adam in the front position just because he's got the shield. So Luna's got the shield now too, though. She's got ESP, so yeah, it should work out for us pretty nicely. But I'll probably want to give her a little bit better armor if I'm going to have her be closer to the front position. So we'll work on that once we get out of here. No big deal for now. Let's see. The next meat that I need, we actually cannot get in the base world. So we will not worry about that until we get to the tower. It's going to look like a big old void in here, but I'd like to go this way because you may recall there was a locked door over here. Well, now that we've defeated the Bandit King, well, if the door's not open, then we must have missed a key or something because he will allow us... Basically, once you defeat him, you can open the door that's over here. So let's go do just that. And it's a treasure room. Nice. What's he got in here? A potion. Muscle potion for Adam. Nice. An Asigaru trying to protect the stuff, even though his master is dead. Actually, this might just be some wandering swordsman, honestly. So yeah, if that guy used katana on Sky, he actually wouldn't have dealt any damage. So, and a bronze shield. Okay, well, I forgot that you get that bronze shield, but I guess it'll sell for a little money. So, Luna got more strength and more HP. So that's good. She's looking really good for the moment. Let's see. We got a muscle potion, so I might as well use it. And I'll probably start tossing out the regular potions that I have with Jerry a little more frequently because, well, we've got a couple in our inventory now, so we might as well. So why don't you have that? I should check what his strength is now. Well, 13. That's not too bad. They give you about 2 points per potion that you use, and you can actually go over 99 in the stat. It just doesn't list it as over 99, so like it'll only ever say 99, but you could be up to as much as 255 if you want. I don't think I'm gonna bother though. That seems like a lot of work. So I probably won't bother with that. I'll just you know, we'll just get it to 99. The important stat's 99, and then we'll go from there. Alright, potion up, potion up. So Jerry's almost like our healer at the moment, which is kind of interesting, because humans usually don't take on that role in this game. Usually what you end up having is you end up having a mutant that basically does everything magic-related that you need. So, although, later in the game, now I think about it, once you get elixirs and stuff, that's a pretty solid healing item, and your humans can use those just as efficiently as your mutants can. So, also, you may not have noticed because I was jabbing my mouth off, the lizard that was over here is gone now. All the lizards in the cave that were guaranteed encounters are now gone, so you can't use them to grind for their meat anymore. But that's okay, we don't need that anymore. We've got a plenty strong enough monster for now, and we won't really have to worry about, let me see. When do we have to eat meat next? When we go into the tower, we'll have to eat meat again, and then after that, we really don't need meat again until one of the major bosses of the game, which also drops meat, so we won't worry about it until then. Alright, let's blast through the rest of this stuff. Probably in the next 20 minutes we should be done with all the stuff here on the base world, so... Oops. No, there's a couple of them. Let's blast them with electricity if Luna can go. Nope. No, maybe she'll go. Yeah, she'll go now. There you go. Alright. Head over here. Let's let the special girl know the good news so that she can go and be with her husband-to-be, king-to-be. I don't know. Do I need anything from the shops? Probably just more agility potions, right? I guess I could get a fire book while I'm here. It's 500 though. It's a little expensive. I'd like to keep some of my GP so that I can buy the gold plates when I go back to the base town, if I can, because those will come in fairly handy for us, especially since we're still mostly rocking bronze equipment. I need 1 gold plate, 2 gold plates, 3, I believe, because I need 1 for you, and I need 1 for you, and everybody else has got everything. So yeah, I think I'll hold off on getting that stuff. I can, however, buy a couple of HP 200 potions while I'm here. There we go. And we'll use them on Adam. I should rearrange my inventory a little bit. Let's do this. There we go. This I can sell, so we'll stick that there for now so I can sell it in a minute. Adam's up here, so let's use one on him. Okay, 13 is pretty good. And Jerry, let's get you into the 100 club, shall we? Damn it, I shouldn't have said anything. That's okay. Yeah, let's use that potion just since we've got it. And then we'll equip him with another one. And we'll go from there. Perfect. Okay, so now let me sell you the shield that I've got because I don't think I'll ever need it for much of anything. I don't think we'll be upgrading shields for a while either. They're typically, you don't end up using them a whole ton. I might end up using them a little more just because of the way that I've structured my party. But usually offense is the best option in terms of being... the best defense is a good offense, is what I'm trying to say. Hey lady, I fixed your problem for you. Well, I'm glad. Anyway, let's go check on the Armor King and let him know that his lady is able to go see him now. Hell, she might even beat us there. She knows these forests a little better than we do. We're just bumbling around anyway. Meanwhile, she lives here, so like she might be able to get there a little faster. And maybe as the reward, we'll ask him for the king's armor. That's exactly what we're going to do, by the way. And then, once we're done with that, we will be able to... hopefully we'll be able to go to the shield castle and figure out how we can get the shield from that king. And then we can move from there. You had to call, and for the umpteenth time, you were left high and dry by your coworkers/teammates. Hate these people. That sucks. See, it's nice when you find a job where you can actually work together properly with your coworkers, but when they throw you under the bus like that, it's just like, oh, come on, man. The job itself is already hard enough. Like, gotta make this even harder by not working as a team. We gotta work together, you know. Oh yeah, she did make it here. Nice. You're welcome. Well, King, I've helped you with the little bandit problem. Ah, thank you for remembering, Jerry, because he did say that we would like to have a reward out of this, and he said he would give us anything we wanted. So if we wanted the King's armor, we could take it. Thank you, King. King, you dropped this, but I'm going to take it with me instead. All right, Adam, let's see how well that does for you when we increase your armor from the bronze stuff. Yeah, that'll make a big difference. Now, we won't be able to use it for very long, because we'll have to use it to reassemble the hero statue pretty soon, but it's okay. It would have been really nice to have if I would have gone to the Sword Castle second, but, well, I needed monster transformations, so I decided to just make my way while I was there. Alright, last things last. Let's head off to the Shield Castle, see if we can get the King's Shield, and then we will go from there. Luna, you haven't done anything funky in the interim, have you? No, you haven't. Okay. Good. As long as your stats trend upward and you don't get rid of any of the good abilities, I don't care. Eventually she will get really solid abilities, though. Like, she'll... Ideally, I would like her to keep Thunder and ESP for the rest of the game, because those are both useful. Kinesis and Barrier, I couldn't care less about. I'd like her to replace those with some other AoE magic, but we'll see. We'll see if that's where we end up or not. And we'll know soon enough. 289 HP now, though, is pretty solid. Our humans won't be able to get HP like that for quite some time, because they're going to need to get access to HP 400 potions before they can even do that, so... Alright, let's go see what's going on up here. Uh-oh. What the hell happened? I mean, he was walking dead before, but now he's just dead. What the? Well, that's not very nice. The steward's trying to frame us for his murder. Let's show him what happens when he messes with the wrong people, shall we? Because these enemies are just... They're gonna drop dead in about 3 seconds. So... we don't have to worry about that at all. Gotcha with the King's Sword. No, alas, nothing. Yeah, that's not very nice of him. I mean, he might have even been brainwashing the king, because the king was like, no, I won't give you ... the shield. I don't know what the hell he was doing, but... Alright, Steward. You cannot get away with this. Do I want money? Well, if you're so willing to part with the shield without, putting up a fight, then maybe you'll part with it after I kill you. So yeah, you totally just murder this guy too. He's like, I'll give you the shield, please, just let me live. And then you just... just like that. And he even gave us money too. He gave us 400 gold. Nice. As usual, Sky living up to the loudmouth part. But for defeating the steward after he poisoned the king, we get the king's shield. So now we can reassemble the hero statue. Awesome. And we can also get out of the castle just like that. And we're right where we need to be in order to reassemble the statue anyway. So that's good. Although, I'm probably going to go back to base town before we reassemble the statue, just so I can get some good armor. I know that we'll be going back to base town anyway, once we get the stuff on him, because once we get the king's stuff on the hero statue, ideally the tower will open for us. But, well, I'd like to be prepared first. Let's just say it that way. I'm sure if you've played this game before, you'll know what I'm talking about, but if you haven't, well, you'll find out in a moment, won't you? Once we get through all these random encounters along the way. I also got to get rid of the king's sword. I got to unequip it in a minute, so we'll do that as well. We're doing pretty good, though, in terms of our outlook here, in terms of all the skills and everything that we have. We've got, some solid strength and everything. So, all right. So let's replace the king's sword and the king's armor for now. We'll just leave the king's shield in our inventory. I won't even use it. Place them with the long sword. This I will replace with the gold plate in a second once we buy that. And then... do I have anything else that I need in terms of our inventory? We don't need... actually, I should probably just give Adam the long sword with 36 charges on it because... we don't need the other one anymore because Jerry is now an agility character, so we shouldn't really need to worry about that too much. What am I looking for? Item. That's what I'm looking for. So we got to sell the bronze stuff. Let's move this down, shall we? And then I'll just unequip the king's armor because I got an empty slot right there for it. There we go. All right, Adam, don't worry. We'll get you some more armor in just a sec. Let's rest first at the end before we do anything else. There we go. Perfect. I would like to get my human, at least Adam, I'd like to get to 200-ish HP, to the point where the 200 HP potions no longer are super useful for him before we leave this area. I think I should be able to do that, but I'm not 100% sure. I already have an ice book, so that should put me in good shape there. Let's get some gold armor for him, gold armor for Luna, and gold armor for Jerry. Oh, I'm full up. Whoops. Yeah, that's the other thing about having the king's equipment is that it fills up your inventory fairly quickly, so you got to kind of maneuver around that. But that's okay. It won't take long for us to maneuver around it. The bronze thing, let's just equip that. I should probably sell the equipment that I'm getting here so that I can actually free up some inventory space like this. Do that and that. 37 ain't too bad. And this as well. I believe if you accidentally sell the king's equipment, you can just go back to the king that gave it to you and you can get it again. But it's probably for your best interest to not sell them. I know that's a shocking thought, but yeah, that way you don't got to go wandering off to someplace, random. You don't got to wander off to Timbuktu just to get the stuff that you already collected, Okay. So let's sell that bronze plate. There we go. We got 873, so we're in pretty good shape right now. In terms of that stuff, I'm gonna go get, I think, a couple more HP 200 potions from here. Let's see. And we'll get one for Jerry as well. There we go. Alright, HP 200 potions. Let's put these king's things up here, actually, because they're gonna leave my inventory in just a moment anyway, once we go reassemble the hero statue. Adam, let's see what you get. Okay, 180, that's 11, that's not bad. And 16, that's also not bad. So now, as long as you're below 200 HP when you use one of these, it will still give you that between 5 and 20 HP. So ideally, the most important time when you use one of these potions is when they're close to that threshold. So right now, this is the most important one for Adam, because he's close to that threshold. So I want to get as many points out of him as I can. I'm going to save, but honestly, I don't think I care enough to reset if I get something crappy. Okay, that's fine. So, but now what will happen is if I get an HP 200 potion for him after this, it'll only give him 1 HP when I use it on him. So since that's the case, we definitely don't want to do that. We want to just use them for Jerry now. So I'll buy a couple more for him. And I don't think he'll get above 200 HP before we're done here. But I'll see what I can do. Okay, 15, that's good. And then 12. Okay, 25 HP is pretty good. I mean, he's still got the lowest HP out of anybody, but that's really not a huge deal. So, do I use potions? No, I got money. It's fine. It's almost like buying a potion at this point anyway, so... Which we might have to do regardless before we go into the tower, because we don't have any other healing methods at the moment, so... Alright. We've rested up. We've removed the king's equipment so that we can go reassemble the statue of the hero. We've got some good equipment going on in here. Sky and Luna in particular are absurdly strong for the point in the game that we're at. That's okay. They'll eventually even out as we go along here, and Adam and Jerry will catch up. Let's save real quick, and then go over here. And we will assemble the hero statue, and we'll move on. And probably once we enter the tower itself, or right before we enter the tower itself, I'll call it a day. So... Okay, no encounters on the way here, so before we step up there, let's just save again real quick. Just in case, you never know, the statue itself might come to life and attack me. Alright, let's reassemble this bad boy. Yep, there is something missing from the statue, Adam. Let's do something about it. So if you go in the inventory and you use the item, it will put it back on the statue itself. So we'll put the sword on. Put the shield on, and let's put the armor on, and that should hopefully open the door for us to the tower. So, we got a sphere out of the whole deal. Awesome. What does that do? Let's go take a look. So yes, it is the black sphere. The sphere, this sphere in particular is it has the magic in it that is sealing the tower. So this is the key, quote unquote, to enter the tower itself. So now that we have it, I mean, I guess I was worried for nothing. Let's get the hell out of here. Uh-oh. What the hell? Well, that one guy, that dapper guy at the base town was talking about somebody named Genbu. Apparently, he was here the whole time. And so now we have to fight one of the 4 fiends, Genbu. Alright, so let's see what we can do against this guy. I'm going to have Adam defend. And Sky will have use Tusk, because Tusk is a stronger skill than the other ones. Let's use Barrier, just because it's a boss fight, so I might as well raise my defense if I can. And Jerry just attack for now, and let's see what we can do against 74! Damn. Good job, Sky. Holy hell. I don't even think he has hardly that much HP, so that should come in quite handy for us. That's probably because of the fact that I got you up to like a tier 7 monster before we left. So Tusk and then Thunder, and he shouldn't be too bad to deal with. I think he's only got like maybe 150, 200 HP, so maybe a little more. There you go. And Genbu is defeated, just like that. If you don't get your monsters up to a decent level or get good mutant abilities, though, he's pretty tough. I mean, you probably by this point have enough money to buy a spell book if you haven't really been looking for monsters, but you would have to use a few of the charges on it to get rid of him. And he can deal decent damage with that gas skill of his, but yeah, he's not too bad. Well, it may not be over for us, Genbu, but it's over for you. Awesome. So that takes care of one of the 4 fiends. And we got a lot of money out of it, too, so we can use that to get ourselves a little bit better geared. Awesome. First, I'm going to heal up, though. There we go. What do we need in terms of better gear, though? I mean, I guess we could use, did you do anything there, Luna? Maybe just a little more strength. I think that's about it. No, this changed from Thunder. Okay. You know what? That's whatever. I don't... Whoops, okay. I can't move that from this menu. There we go. I gotta move it from this menu. So let's do that, and then put ice down here. I think I'm gonna go get a... Am I gonna get a fire book or an electric book? I think I'm gonna get a fire book. I feel like that might be more useful. Because there's a decent chunk of enemies that I think are still weak to fire beyond this, so... I think instead of getting a better weapon for Adam, I think I might just keep the longsword. I might buy him a hammer, and that would be about it. maybe buy another rapier for Jerry. But there will be better weapons when we get to the next area, so... let's see. Probably just buy a couple of potions so that their strength and agility can be higher. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. We'll get one agility potion for... We don't quite have enough to get 4 items out of the whole thing, but that's okay. Let me go back up there first before I do anything else, and then we'll worry about that from there. So let's get back to base town, buy a few items. Hopefully we'll get into an encounter so I can buy 4 potions total. And then we will move right along, won't we? Actually, though, it might be better to spend my money on something that isn't a potion, because there's another item that you can buy that I haven't shown yet in the inventory of some of the stuff here. So we'll, let's see, I don't need that meat. I gotta look now because I'm not exactly sure what meat I need beyond that. Those ones in particular I knew like the back of my hand, but yeah. And we did in fact get into an encounter, so now we can go buy a couple of things. But I think instead of buying a what's it called? I think instead of buying a couple of potions for their skills, I think I might buy, there's an item in here, I believe it is, called a rod, I think. Yeah, here it is. It's got 30 uses, it's for 1,000 gold, and it's essentially a healing staff, basically. It's almost like a cure spell, but it's a healing staff. So I might buy that just to have. I probably shouldn't equip it on my mutant, though. I should probably equip it on, like... See, the only problem, of course, is that I don't know how much it heals when you have 0 mana. I know it'll heal a really solid chunk of HP if you have a lot of mana, like my mutant does, but my mutant has limited skill slots at the moment, so that might be not so worth it. It might be better to just buy potions for now. I might do that, because I know Jerry has room for potions in his inventory, so... But yeah, the rod is basically like a cure spell. It should be able to heal you, and it's got 30 charges, so it's got a pretty solid amount of uses. You should get a pretty solid amount of use out of it, I should say, over the course of the game if you use it. But yeah, I kind of want to keep Luna with a dexterity, or rather, an agility weapon. Just because she's got such high agility for now. Jerry, I'm going to need to work on your agility. So maybe a strength potion, an agility potion, a couple, like 3 HP 200 potions for Jerry. And that'll bring us down to 320 gold, so then we can go from there. I think we're good in terms of weapons, though. I don't think we need anything else there. What am I doing buying from here? The potions are here. Let's see, so we'll get a muscle potion, we'll get an agility potion, and we'll get 3 of these. Perfect. Alright, let's see what we can do with those, and then we'll go from there. And I should buy some regular potions while I'm here, too. So, muscle potion for Adam. There we go. Agility potion for Jerry. I think, if I remember right, it's similar... Using these potions on your humans is similar to eating monster meat at the end of a battle. If you don't have a human use it, it just won't do anything, if I recall correctly. So, alright, Jerry, let's see if we can get your HP up a little more. 19, that's great, actually. That will really help us out. 12 more there, and then... 19 more there, perfect. So he's getting really close in terms of his having 200 HP. I'm actually very happy with where his HP is now. And they should have gotten a little extra strength and agility. Yeah, 15 and 19. He actually got 3 points out of that agility potion, so that's perfect. So, with that said, let's buy a couple of potions, just so we have them. We could buy X potions, because they heal a little more than regular ones, but I think having 3 potions, plus the one that's in Jerry's inventory, should be plenty to get us into the next area. Yeah, that'll be plenty. And I might even have to get rid of some of them, depending on how much treasure we find when we go into the tower. I don't know how much treasure we're going to find, though, when we go into the tower, because, frankly, these characters have never been in there, so they wouldn't have any clue what they're going to find when they get there. What I do know is, if we take the black sphere up here to the door, go into our inventory and use it right from here, boom, and then we can open the door. The seal has been broken on the door to the tower, so now we can enter into the tower at any point in time that we want. Hey, Dapper Dude, we actually beat the Genbu guy, and where'd he go? Huh. Well, I don't know where he went, but I'm sure he's just hanging around somewhere. Don't worry about him. Pay no attention to him. I'm sure he's not all that important. He was just giving us a hint as to where to go next, of course. But will we be able to enter the tower and head towards paradise? And what challenges will meet us along the way? Find out on the next episode of the Final Fantasy Legend, the Stream Edition. So, thank you for watching, everybody. I appreciate you coming out to Twitch and YouTube to check out the stream. I hope you'll enjoy this little playthrough. I know it's an old game, but it's going to be a good one, trust me, because I quite enjoyed this game, and I know a decent chunk about it to boot, so it should go fairly quickly, and it should be fun. So yes, thank you for watching, everybody. I will see all of you on the next stream, which will be happening on Saturday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. In the meantime, New Year's will be coming around, so hopefully everybody has a good New Year's. I know we can't celebrate too much this year, but do the best you can with what you've got. And I will see you on the other end of the new year. We'll see you in 2021, everybody. Until then, take care and have a good one. I am the Shadow, the Keeper of Light. If you want the sun's power, show me your own. I'm sorry to all the Golden Sun, the Lost Age players who you trigger with that. I don't know what that means, Marie. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I don't know what that means, Marie, but maybe one day when I play Golden Sun, I will find out.